Hello everybody, and this time we are live. Hallelujah. Took a while. My name is Evil. Joining me comments for today is Matt. There's been some issues with streaming, but we have got it live. I can hear it. We're live. Hello everyone. Hello Matt as well. We're doing good. I'm doing good. You doing good? Everyone's doing good. This is the LMP2 round 8. It's the TEC Championship. Because no F1's on, we have the best fans, the best everything. We're live here for what is going to be an entertaining race.
Yeah, it seems to be. It's 2.4 hours of championship, so it's something different. It seems to be, well, at the minute they're all on warm up at the minute. We've got the first good race for 2.5 hours. So.
Indeed, so hopefully you've got drinks and all that. I haven't got any drinks. We're doing this way. It's going to be a long old race. It's going to be interesting because you've got 11 of presumably going to be very brave drivers taking it for a long old while. Only 2 of them have set lap times, of course, but this is a reverse grid, of course, of the championship. I don't know where the grid order is going to be, so it's going to be on the fly. So expect a lot of interesting stuff here.
I happen to have the grid here.
Ah, we can't hear Matt. We can't hear you. Oh dear. You go and sort that out. Thank you in the chat there for telling us we can't hear Matt. Small technical issues there with our comrade. Hopefully we'll gain his voice in a few moments' time. A minute to go until we see the beginning of what is going to be an exciting race. Only 11 drivers, not the most here, but of course. Yes. Can we see? Here we are, Matt. Let's hear in the chat. Let's listen. I don't think we can hear Matt.
Still can't hear.
No, we still can't hear you. You have to enable voice sharing. And enable it as well. We'll figure when Matt can hear himself. He's sharing. Yeah, with that one. Well, hopefully we'll hear from Matt sometime when we can hear him. A few small issues for Matt, and hopefully we'll be able to hear him. He'll keep trying, and we'll get him eventually. Yep. Oh, Matt, always, and he's gone. He'll rejoin in a minute. Hopefully we'll be able to hear our colleague here today. Well, hopefully all in the chat. Hopefully you're having a nice warm welcome, and Matt's rejoined. Can we hear him? Let's find out. Matt's rejoined. Can we hear him? We can't.
Any good?
Don't think we can hear him. Let us know in the chat if you can hear him. We'll keep trying. And well. Hey, there we go. We can hear you. There we go.
We can?
Matt is there. We can hear Matt. Matt's alive. There we go. After a while, we've got Matt back. Hello, Matt.
Hello. How are we doing?
We're doing good. It's the second time we've said this. First time it didn't go well. Like I said, reverse grid. Of course,
yes.
11 drivers.
Yes, reverse grid.
It's going to be interesting.
So we got Matt on pole with Friday alongside him. Yeah. And then sort of got your big championship rivals towards the back of the Kaiser, and I don't think H Racing Green's actually here today.
Nope.
C Fogarty as well, B Colt and Yabba the Hutt are all towards the back as well, so it's going to be interesting to see them come back through.
Unfortunately, it's a shame that only 11 drivers running here today. I was hoping, of course, for a full grid, but sometimes we're missing about 3-4 drivers. It's not bad, just missing a few drivers, of course. It's around about a 2.4 hour race, if I'm not mistaken. It might be 2 hours and 24 minutes. So we'll find out when we, of course, get into the race in just under a few seconds. There's racing at home, presumably at home, enjoying himself as well. Of course, this circuit, one of the longest circuits in the world, apart from, of course, the Nordschleife and a few others as well. So it's going to be interesting. Of course, if you keep up, the Classic Le Mans was on today and the last few days. If you've managed to watch that, do put it down in the chat. I've watched it, quite a lot of it. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. I loved every second. Of course, if you watched the British Grand Prix as well, which I know Matt's a bit sad because his brother was there, but
that's a long story, and I'm a bit salty about that. Let's say.
Indeed. Well, if you were at the British Grand Prix, if you watched the British Grand Prix, it was a really good race in my opinion. Yeah, it was carnage. I won't give any spoilers if you haven't watched it. If you haven't watched it, what are you doing? It's a beautiful race. And also good luck to all the drivers as well in the chat, and a few of them jumping in there. I believe Brandon in there, and I can see already Matt spotted a few. He
said he's going to bottle it.
Yeah. Are we going to see bottles incoming? Maybe. Are we going to see victories? Are we going to see
too much of my racing?
Yeah. So 2 watts of your racing. We're looking at a garage, and here we go then. The 24 Hours of Le Mans circuit. Of course, it's in Britain. Always remember this is a British circuit on my end. Loveless. So when are you signing for Veloci?
I wish.
39 lap race. So simply, it's going to be one of those things. People saying problem with such a long season and PS4 whatever that word says. Well,
capabilities.
Yes, that's the word. Capacities, I think that says actually, but so we're both wrong. Yeah, definitely says that.
Oh yeah, capacities. Ignore me.
So now the formation lap. Remember, they're not doing the full lap, so we don't get the suspense, of course, of a full start. However, we will be starting down at Le Mans King after the second chicane, as well. We'll be flying away. Remember, rain will be coming in later on, so expect definite carnage. Let's get all the telemetry up as well, Matt, if you can chuck that on the screen. Not that one.
That's
that
good.
one. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the drivers, and here we go then. So light fuel, quite a lot of them running a quite heavy fuel, 75 litres of course. Remember, they'll be pitting every 9 to 12 laps, so a three-stop strategy incoming here. So the lights will go on, rain presumably at 5 seconds then, and then the cars will roll off one by one like Noah's Ark, going onto the boat, and there they go, one away.
So we have until, really, I think it's the Dunlop Bridge for everyone to get themselves into position. Obviously, because it's a reverse championship race, so what we're looking at the minute, Kaiser will be starting towards the back. I think we're looking at Matt, who is our pole sitter.
Should be. We'll find out once everyone gets up to the Dunlop Bridge, and of course, this famous corner, the old Dunlop curve, as they're going through right now. Changed a lot over the years, of course. The chicane, most famously added there in the 80s and 87, of course. Back in the old days, you'd have gone flat up here under the bridge, or if you've just driven on the historic Le Mans on this game, you'll know what I'm talking about. Recommend that. And hello to Jess Gamer in the chat as well. Everyone joining, of course. Down they come into the S's, added here in 2002, mainly just to help the Bugatti circuit, which will be going, of course, on Wednesday for the GT3 season. Will we see Matt win, or will we see him bottle it? Optimistic about that one. It's going to be at night time, so it's going to be interesting.
Definitely not a win.
Maybe not a win. I think we know who's going to win that race.
I know, I've got a safe bet on who my money's going on, but it wouldn't be me.
Yeah, I think CJ looks like he's going to do it. So Matt will lead the pack ahead of second position. And then it's Friday on a Sunday. Then we got racing at home. Then we behind them in fourth position. We've got Siobhan, Dennis, Igor, Yabba. Then we've got B-Colt there down in eighth position. Behind them is Fogarty. Then we've got how do you pronounce? And then we've got Marcus at the back. How do you pronounce that name?
It's the Kaiser. I think that's the championship leader at the minute.
Yes.
And it's obviously a big race in terms of the championship. Because you got, he's obviously turned up to the race whilst H Racing Green or F4H Green has been on a bit of a roll. Really, he's out of the last 6 races. I think he's won 5, and with the third place included in that as well. So he was on a bit of a roll, but handed a couple championship points back in terms of the Kaiser today.
For the championship, that is going to be absolutely dramatic. Maybe we might see a new championship leader. I'm not too certain about that one. It's going to be a tall order for some of these drivers, of course. Expect the likes of Marco and all that down the back. They'll be flying in this race just because, of course, reverse grid, so expect a lot of overtaking. I think we're getting ready for the start of this race in a second, Matt.
Yeah, so we're about to head into the formation zone, but everyone will set up into 2x2.
2x2, they go then. Oh, well, 2x2 apart from 11 position. No, I presume it's going to be all on his own. Down the back.
Should be any time now, really. I think it's halfway down the second.
There they go. Yeah. 2x2, they go so out of the chicane, then just into the keep. Now be accelerating away. And then we'll see who of these 11 drivers, these very lucky 11 drivers, is going to take honours of winning a 2.4-hour race. Are we going to see surprises? Are we going to see catastrophe? We're going to find out just in a few moments' time. 7 here, UK time. Of course, wherever you are in the world. 10 past 8, of course, Central European. Wherever time you're from, it's race time. Here, the 2.4 hours of Le Mans. My name is Evil. Matt alongside me. Let's get ready for what's going to be an absolute cracker. And I believe any second now the cars will roll away. On for an 8 here. This will just be rolling at any second now. And I think we are underway then. Cars are rolling, and now we're at speed then. So it is going to be Matt versus Friday. And good start from Matt there. Immediately pulls away from his teammate. Good start from the top 2 then. Behind we've got the light of Racing at Home. And of course, third position going through as well. And in the background there's Cont. Oh my goodness gracious. Jabba the Hutt flying upside down. And that is no way to start a 2.4-hour race.
Not at all, not at all. I don't know if it was his fault or he was including someone else's incident there. But
I think it's Fogarty. Fogarty involved.
That's his race run as well.
Yeah, Jabba the Hutt.
To get it back to the pits.
He's going to get that back to the pits. Luckily, he's only lost one of those tyres. That is definitely not the way you want to start a race. You want to be cautious, and that has to be an almighty shunt. How he landed on his wheels, I don't know, but Friday leads the way then from Matt, so he's got past his teammate already then. And away he'll go then, down towards the Porsche cars behind them there, Matt. And then we've got Shivan having a bit of a battle there with Racing at Home then. So what's up Racing at Home? Potentially, oh, that Dennis there battling with Racing at Home then as they go side by side down towards the Porsche curves. Easy pickings there.
As well in the back, lining himself up here.
Indeed, through
he's
the
made
Porsche
a good start himself as well from the back of the grid. Oh.
Everyone pretty much clean away apart from Jabba and Fogarty, unfortunately, who've both got damage. I think Jabba might be out of this race nearly. He's still stuck there, hasn't got to Indianapolis, so big dramas for him. So we're down to almost 9 runners then. Still 11 in the race, so don't count them out, of course. It's a long old race. They come into the chicane for the first time Friday, pulling away on the Sunday like he always likes to do. Of course, behind we got the likes of Matt, and then we got Shivan, Dennis, Biko, Racing, Igor, then we got Marco up to 8. And then behind, the likes of Fogarty and Jabba in big troubles here. Dennis, got a bit of cars behind him, but behind that, I believe we got Racing at Home having a bit of a battle without Igor here. He's trying a little look to the outside into the chicane, into the Dunlop chicane now, with the pressure there from, I believe that is Marcos. He's gone right around the outside of him and easily does it. These drivers being a bit cautious in the opening laps, and the Kaiser passes Igor as well, so Igor got some problems there.
Don't know, it looks like it, but he's definitely dropped back a bit over the last lap or so, and that's not ideal at all, not for a first lap.
Fogarty in the pit lane, of course, no surprise there, so he was involved in that contact. There he is, dramatic shots there of the ghosting pit crew as we're most famously accustomed to. Huge drama though. Yabba's got to be careful, because I think his engine might go if he's not careful. He's got to be
giving it a good go to get back his commitment.
Yeah, commitment.
Yeah,
he's going to get it back.
Hard from here on.
It's curious to see is the rest of the guys up front. They might catch him as well. It's hard to say, but look at the start from Friday though. He almost 6 seconds already. B-Colt's got a time punter there, presumably of a second or two as well. Immediately adding through his time. Here is Dennis then trying to pass B-Colt on our screen. 18,000. Now he's slightly pulling ahead as they come to the braking zone. Then we're going to see around the outside into the second chicane. No, backs off a bit there. Can't do it. B-Colt holds his line there. Brave stuff into the second chicane. You want to be careful though. You don't want to chop off the front end of your car and lose a lot more time than it actually is. Up front though, 6 seconds. Absolutely incredible start.
It's ideal. That's all you need to do. Just get yourself away. And he's broken a gap so anyone can reference off him. Because especially when you're in a sort of a GT race or an LMP race, you're able to follow the car ahead. And he's broken it at sort of any reference, especially the cars behind can use to him. So he's now just got to get in his zone and pump in the laps.
Well, Matt's still got pressure from everyone behind. So we'll keep an eye on though. This is a bit of a battle going on down the straight as they come down into the Indianapolis corner. Of course, Indianapolis corner then goes into that a little bit there. The right-hander and then down into Arnaud. Sorry, that's the left-hander that I was speaking there as well. Into Renard's they go, and B-Cole having a little look to the inside of his teammate there. Dennis trying around the outside as well. Everyone getting a little bit feisty here on that 2 of 39. Yabba still hasn't got to the pit then. I think he's just coming to it now as well, so that is good to see. He's going to be very lucky. He's very actually lucky. He hasn't been caught by the field yet. But I'm expecting that car might be in there for a long old while, so real unfortunate stuff. Looks like he might be out of this race already, or out of contention. Really, but of course, you can never say anything though, can you, of these races? I mean, at any moment, something like that can happen, of course. But to have it just on the race start, it's not good, is it?
It's brutal. It's brutal. Le Mans is an unforgiving track, really. If you make a mistake, or if someone else makes a mistake, especially on the first lap, it can jeopardise both your race and the people around you. And it didn't look like it was his fault, really. Yeah, especially if he was to go flying like that.
It looked like he got clipped, so we'll of course have to see if, like, Yabba and Fogarty potentially can provide their views on it, of course, later on, if and we'll potentially keep you up to date, of course, of what happened. But it does look for our end, he's like he got clipped on the rear right, and round to go. And when these cars get sideways, they go airborne, don't they? It's so easy. Once air gets underneath, especially on this game, air gets underneath the car, it just lifts up. Of course, on the spectator mode, it's a little more dramatic than it actually is. It's a lot more dramatic. If you remember watching the IndyCar race, probably the accident was, it was probably just as accurate, actually, I suppose. But
got B-Cop here lining up a move.
Here we go then, lining up a move. Side by side goes the two teammates down the straight. And immediately, B-Cop up to third. Let's see if he can pull that gap away, but his teammate in the slipstream, he's not going to give up. Down the straight, down towards the third chicane. Are we going to see a move back then? In the background, potentially there. One of, who's that in the background? That's Marcos taking a bit of an avoiding action there, I think. Might be under pressure there from the Chrysler. He's going to blast past the two teammates up front, battling. Here we go then. B-Cup. He's going to have a bit more of a battle on his hand now. Slipstream.
Slipstream.
And then see, down the straight they go, side by side again into the second chicane. Who are we going to see out of this one this time? Nope, no change there. In fact, goes a little bit wide, does Siobhan. Has to sit behind a little bit further back. I think has Igor potentially got the move? Yes, I think he has got the move on Marcus as well. So Marcus dropping down the field as well, so he's struggling a little bit. Jabba Hutt still in the pit lane, expect him to be in the pit lane for a long old time. And it is a shame, really, to see such promising drivers, of course, wiped out on the opening lap of a race. let alone like potentially an hour in, but the opening lap, but not even the end of the opening lap, the first corner out of the race, it's
the first corner, yeah.
It's not even the first real corner, it's just a little kink as well. I mean,
yeah,
to get contact there, it's heartbreaking,
it's
really,
not necessary. It's not necessary, especially 2.4 hours, anything can happen, it's a long race.
Yeah, anything can happen, as famous words of Murray Walker once said. It usually does. People say not the ideal place to start the race. I tend to agree, yeah, it wasn't the best place to start, but I suppose it would take a lot longer to get around to the end of the circuit. But now it's the position they chose to take, and credit are due. Did
in theory,
end up...
it makes sense.
It did have a lot of drama. Yeah, down the end of a long straight. Potentially would have had a lot more drama. It definitely did have drama. Lots of drama. Up front though, Friday a 10-second lead now from Biko, who has a time penalty of 2 seconds. Then behind we got the likes of Matt Shivan. Then we've got 5th and 6th place there, having a good old battle as well. If you have any comments, put them in the chat. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Can you even hit that notification bell as well? Yabba the Heart Low down the back, and Fogarty also involved in that crash as well. He's down, just coming down the end of the Mulsanne. He's coming down towards Indianapolis as well, and Larry's Yabba just coming through the first chicane. 4 minutes ahead of him is
From this
Fogarty.
point for him, he's just got to set it. Well, run his own race, set the times that you can do, and you've got to hope that something happens to the cars ahead of you. Really, it's not ideal, but obviously you can still pick up a good amount of points, and anything's possible, really.
Anything's possible at the end of the day. Contact happened, he dropped down the back, and now he's going to have to work his way back through the field. There's Dennis, 6th position there, driving a beautiful, beautiful green and black livery. The Thrustmaster livery, by the way, which I find beautiful. Of course, they are now sponsored by Thrustmaster as well. Oh dear.
Oh, we've got to go off.
That's going to be a little bit damaged there, and he's going to cloud the wall twice. Let's be careful rejoining backwards there. Luckily, here's Carter is racing at home. That'll do about 16 or 17 damage on the front there for the first impact. About 5 more, so he's got about 20 damage. Might get lucky with that. Managed to drag that back to the pit then without substantial damage. He wants to be careful he doesn't cause any more issues there and push it too hard. Got on the curb, Lou, coming down to Tet Rouge before that little kink, of course, out of that little chicane area. Lit the rears up and round he went, straight to the scene of the accident. You're a passenger around that corner, really, aren't you? There's no run.
It's a tricky corner. It doesn't look like an overly tricky corner, but from what when I've driven it, on the exit of the corner, yeah, the car does get light, and it's very, very tricky to sort of reference the outside of the track, and you got on the grass.
Yeah, we have lost. Off. We have lost now, Fogarty. So, already 1 down, and it's a bit of a shame, really.
Yeah.
Saying Jabber, I think he's going to keep going. I don't see him retire. Serious shame. Meanwhile, though, we've got an overtake here. There is Dennis going for the move, I think, around the outside, down into the corner. That's easy done, the corner down into the Mulsanne. Yep, he's done it. Very close stuff there, and easy peasy in the end. Can't really say a lot about it, though. He is one of the championship runners, and... Sorry, that is that Matthew instead. Apologies there. You got the wrong person then.
I have to say, someone who's gone a bit under the radar here is this man, the Kaiser. He's come from the back of the field.
Oh, look behind.
Cut his way through the field. He's now closing the gap on the Peacock.
I think they're all got through cleanly behind. Just about. Matthew, and off goes Kaiser. Well, I call that a commentator's curse. He's gone under the radar. Now he's on the radar very much, because now he's under serious pressure from 2 hungry drivers. However, honestly feel that Kaiser looks like he's got the pace to pull away again if he really wants to. Just talking about pulling away, look, Friday, very much flying. Now remember, these drivers expect to pit around about lap 12 plus. Now expect rain to be coming down as well within the coming laps. Like rain is expected.
The clouds start to form already.
Clouds are forming, and of course, it will be starting to get darker as well. It's ready to start to become ever so darker. The night time's going to roll over across the circuit. A full 24-hour day-night cycle, just 2.4 hours. So it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to this one. And off there. And that is very lucky for Siobhan. That on the exit of the Porsche curbs. And backs it off there. Doesn't hit the wall again. Luckily. Nice long bit of run.
Reverse into the wall there.
Back on again. The curbs are so vicious on this track. And especially on this game as well. It's not as vicious on the likes, of course, of other games like iRacing and R-Factor. But it's difficult. It's very difficult, and that's going to be a penalty there as well. He just cut the...
It is a tricky track.
Let's go on board if we can with one of these drivers as well. Potentially. There we go, on the inboard camera. Good to see, of course, neutral gear, of course. Unfortunately, we can't see the gear they're in. But on the right, you can see 5th and 4th gear. There, it's a good thing we have them coming into this little mini Mickey Mouse section here, down towards TEC Road, of course. The scene of many a major accident, of course. In recent years, the barrier's been pushed back a lot further, and since, of course, the tragedy of 2013, if I'm not mistaken, of Alan Simonson, who, of course, obviously lost his life, and so many other drivers witnessed. And you can just see on board, look how bumpy the circuit is. Especially, I remember, some of these drivers, I think some of them on the steering wheel, and you've got 2 people in the pit, and that is Igor and Racing at home in the pit. And just look how bumpy it is they come towards the first chicane.
It's a really technical corner, this. You don't want to hit the curb too hard, because then it will sort of push you out wider into the second part of the chicane, which will then push you wider into the third, and then you have a bad exit down into the second part of the Mulsanne straight. It doesn't look overly difficult, the chicanes, but they are, to get the speed and to be able to execute them right, it's quite a challenge.
Indeed, the excellence of execution is very much important. Down to the second chicane, though. A little more difficult, to be honest. Slightly less speed they carry through into the second chicane. It's a little difficult. 3rd gear on the entrance, maybe 2nd if you need it on the exit. And back on the throw, and you use 3rd gear, yes, there. Some cars don't need it. Into a little kink, of course. Back in the day, this needs to be a lot more terrifying. And then up they come over the crest. You've seen many accidents here. They flattened out over recent years. And, of course, remember back Mark Webber flipped there famously in '99, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's home of the sort of Ferrari GT3 crashes the Mulsanne straight.
Yeah.
Many of them over the years.
So many. I mean, Anthony Davidson, wasn't it, in 2011, I think, 2012, heading the Ferrari.
2017 as well.
Yep, Ferrari went off.
It was quite a big one. I don't know who it was, but they were spinning down the end of the Mulsanne straight.
Talking about big moments, you can never remember, of course, the most famous moment. Of course, there's no Mercedes here, but if it was a light to blaze, it might be in those trees. Of course, down into Indianapolis they go, and then into the second part of Indianapolis. This is still part of Indianapolis, of course. Easy stuff there, 2nd gear, down into Arnaud's. Tricky braking zone here. They moved the barrier back in recent years as well, so you can run a little bit wider there. Luckily, because I think he would have needed that then. Exactly on cue. And then, of course, down to what I call... I love this section of the circuit. The Porsche curbs.
Brilliant section. Brilliant section. And even to watch it. Like a couple of years ago, 2016, 2017, I went to Le Mans and I was camping just the other side of this hill on the right here. And just to watch these cars at night, you can see them shift down 1 gear, throw it through the first part, run it wide up against the wall on the right-hand side here, then just flick it through the next couple of sequence of corners with the Porsche curves. It's something else, and it's a brilliant sequence of corners, probably one of the best in the world. Yeah,
it is, of course. They moved the barrier back this year as well, of course, and I think some of the drivers are pretty glad they did that, weren't they? If you've watched the 24 Hours of Le Mans, I do remember a pretty, almost horrifying accident where a car went backwards through there, and of course the barrier was there. It would have been an almighty jump, so I suppose, when it read you, with the barrier back, and I suppose it definitely helped, of course.
There's a man who's on the move at the minute, though, and that's...
Pico. There we go.
Pico, yeah. 3 seconds almost quicker than our leader last time around, closing the gap.
Slightly, the gap starts opening up a little bit more, so it's going to be a ding-dong battle through this race. A bit of a battle, by the way, still between Dennis and Marcus here, and noticing the little timing screen there, and especially between Dennis and Matt as well. The gap there, just 2 seconds, so a 3-way scrap here for 4th, 5th and 6th, and there they go. Then there is Dennis just ahead of him, and just ahead of him is, of course, Matt, the red and black liveried car. There he is, the driver who we were just running aboard with a few moments ago. Slightly slower than the likes of Dennis, and Marcus even pace as well.
6 seconds slower than Beacott last time round.
Yeah, some of the drivers definitely struggling. Good to see, by the way, Jabba the Hutt is back on circuit, by the way, and he's running around down the back. Of course, it's fortunate, of course, that engine, if you are just joining us on lap 6 of 39, of course, about 20 odd minutes into this race, give or take. 2.4 hours of it, of course, so about another hour and a half, a bit more still to come, maybe. Hard to say right now. However, one thing I can tell you is that gap up front starting to close down from 10 seconds, so Friday, maybe starting to feel a little bit tired on this Sunday afternoon. It's, of course, 7:30 UK time right now. 8:30, of course, some of these drivers, if they're running, of course, in Central European times, wherever you are in the world, whether it's America or Oceania, welcome along to what is very much an entertaining race, I suppose, not of battles, however, but down to just pure commitment. It's a long race, anything still happen. Look at the time above, it's starting to get darker here, and I think he's going off into the gravel there nearly. He snags the wheel, gets the lucky of it. And this corner here they come up to, it's so amazing just seeing the speed they come through. But it's 170, 180 they'll hit the Indianapolis curve, isn't it?
Yeah, and they barely lift. Just take it, get the apex.
Yeah, take it flat maybe, we'll see.
You're almost starting to think about braking as you're taking the apex and as you're turning, which makes the corner 10 times harder.
So they're going to lift up a little bit of a brake into the apex, of course, and you see Dennis a little bit slide on the exit. And through they come, it's so difficult getting into that corner because, like we see, especially I think Marcos actually just went off there on topic of there. Dennis runs a little bit wide as well. Like we said, like, only recently they had moved that barrier back. I remember quite a long time that barrier, of course, wasn't just straight across, and if you went off there, you're straight to the scene of the accident. So it's good to see they have moved the barrier back there as well. And of course, I don't like seeing the fact they move barriers back all the time. I do like seeing if they make a mistake as well. And a few people saying hopefully the triple crown's more entertaining.
Going back to your comment about moving the barriers back, but sometimes it has to.
Safety, yeah, here as
obviously for safety reasons. You can't have a barrier, especially at a track like Le Mans, where you're going 180 mile an hour down the end of the Mulsanne Straight. You can't have a brick wall 2 centimeters away from the white line, because that's not going to end well. You've got to have gravel that runoff just to be able to slow the cars down. Because a track like this, it's still unforgiving. It's got a lot of runoff, but if you make a mistake, you're still going to end up in the wall.
Talk about mistakes, I think Matthew made a bit of a mistake there in having a look to the inside into turn number 1, into the Dunlop curve, as they'll call it. Well, it wasn't the Dunlop curve, at least the Dunlop chicane there, under the Dunlop bridge they go. The only surviving Dunlop bridge, there used to be 2 of them. Of course, they moved the second one, of course, which was just down here as they come towards Terrosa in the 70s, of course, due to the fact they, the road down here, they mended it, and of course that bit there is where the Dunlop, exactly where the pink sign was above, where was the second Dunlop bridge. Then
wide there.
A bit wide. But back to your thing, yeah, with gravel, I suppose it's an alternative, but as we've seen, especially if you watch the race, the F1 race, if you watch, of course, practice 3, we saw a horrifying accident with Brennan Hartley. We dug in. It's not always the best option, especially at the speeds they're doing, 190 miles an hour. If something goes wrong, it does tend to dig in.
Yeah, definitely.
And seeing Fogarty in the chat, car wreck, first lap, third lap, right off, fed up, it's understatement, put in too much practice list. And indeed, people saying should have done the full formation there, but I tend to agree there. To be honest, it's a shame we've lost one driver. Look at the clouds coming over. In a sense,
we've lost 2, because we've lost Yabba out of contention as well. And he's setting pretty competitive times, consistently as well.
Yeah, 341, and there we go. Dennis cuts the corner a little bit. There's a bit of contact on the exit. I think he might have to let the position back through there. Yeah, he does. Lifts up.
Yeah.
There we go, calling it there. He had to cut the corner a little bit to try and get past. I think avoiding action. Behind them, though, Marcus keeping up.
To say the least.
Yeah, a bit ambitious. Like, you can't do it on the brakes there. If you get a nice long toe and a bit of weaving down the straight. Look at the sun, by the way. It's starting to get darker. Lights are still on, of course. Most of these drivers told potentially to keep your lights on. It's going to get dark pretty quickly to come down into the Mulsanne corner. So that's changed a lot over the years as well, of course. Profiling is really, when you say the profiling, it's probably changed the most to be compared to some other corners. I think Dennis is going to have a little look back again. Let's see, nice slipstream. He's going to try and make a slingshot down the inside. That is a little bit ambitious, and that almost ended up in carnage. How they survived that. There was contact there, and they're making contact
Touching
again. Down into Indianapolis, side by side. I don't think this is over yet. Let's see, Dennis around the outside. I think he's got it, maybe. Runs a little bit too wide. Loses the rear, cuts him off there. And now side by side again. They're not giving up. Still cuts him off. Right on the grass there. And Dennis, ambitious and successful. And now Marcos all over the back as well. So this battle going to be heating up now for a little bit between now and Marcos. On board we go with Marcos then. Let's see if he can try and make a move there. Don't want to do that bit on the grass.
That's not going to help you there, mate.
The grass doesn't tend to help many people down into Indianapolis. That might really affect him down into the Porsche Curbs. Not Indianapolis, I called that Indianapolis there from my mistake, I think. Exit the Porsche Curbs under the Michelin signs above. There they go. Everyone so far in this top group clean away. And look at the top 2. 4 seconds now. It is closing dramatically. 3 seconds, I think.
Yes, yeah.
Friday's got an issue or something. He's going slow. Last that 34 to 32.
I wouldn't say he's got an issue. I think Beacock's just flying. Beacock's setting consistent 33s, 32s. Friday's struggling to even touch a 33 at the minute.
Indeed, well, through the little kink they go. What was the chicane as least? I pretty much call that a chicane. Down the Mulsanne they go, and of course all the signs there. I do love it. And past the Dutch flags sitting there as well. Marcos still battling away.
Nice detail.
This is turning into a pretty old battle here, isn't it? Look at the sun though, it's definitely setting. Expect a nice long night section of this race coming up in about 10 or so laps. It'll be in pure darkness.
It is always nice just to see cars, especially in an endurance race, battle so hard for position. Normally if a car's quicker, they just let them go and try and hold on to them.
Well, there we go then.
But so early on, it's
slipstream.
Oh.
Has a look there, and now it goes to the outside. Remember, you have to stay within those white lines. You see, they're not able to go over the other white lines. That is off the circuit. Unless, of course, you are lapping, in which case you are able to do so. Because don't see anyone really lapping each other so far in this race. And for the first chicane they go. Any comments? Do feel free to put them in the chat, like I said. We do love the support and comments you see all the time. Up front though, 3.4 seconds gap. I think we might have a chance of lead in the next couple of laps, you know.
It's coming, it's coming.
I'm talking about a change. I think we're going to see a change as well down the field. We just switch away from it between Matt and Marcus. Have a look, they are side by side down the chicane. We're going to see Brave around the outside there. Can't do it. Has it behind again. On the exit low, if he's brave enough down into the Mulsanne King potentially, if he gets a nice long run. Let's see about it. Behind him there is Sivan. Nose to tail, almost bumper drafting each other down the straight. In fact, there won't be a contact there. I want to be careful with that. Can damage the car quite a lot and take a weave down the straight there.
As well, yeah.
And down the inside.
He's got the inside line though, so surely this is position done.
Wants to be careful. Lift off a little bit. Then gets on the curb side by side down the inside. He's not giving up. He's still trying around the outside there and eventually gets squeezed offload. Let's see if he get in the slipstream and try it back down to Indianapolis. On board with Marcos there, on board with Matthew down the straight. Here we go then. Is there any room to make a move then as they come down the straight? Gives him room a little bit on the grass, giving him the space, giving him respect. Just about respect. Bit of contact I think there as well, and I think Matthew might back off there. Be brave around the outside. Surely you can't do it there. Has to back off there as the sun sets now over the French countryside here in Le Mans.
That was good racing. That hard but fair, left enough room, and he managed to get the job done. So that's bang on. And he's got to look from behind now to Sivan as well.
Sivan, yeah.
The gap.
He is
5
flying.
seconds last time round.
Look at lap times of Sivan 38. These guys 43 as well. Look back to the top two. I was about to mention them. You can read my mind right now.
2.3 now to get.
Yeah, 2.3, and they are coming to lap a few drivers. I think racing at home they're coming to. These is coming down towards, of course, the Mulsanne Straight as we speak. So keep an eye on lap cars coming up soon. Beacock low. If we can get the timing sheets up, I believe he's still got a 1 or 2 second time penalty. If we can just bring it up, the time sheets. Potentially have a little look if we can. possibly.
Oh, sorry, I was answering questions in the comment section.
1 second.
There we go.
Everyone though, keeping it clean. Now we can disperse that. Checking, of course. I believe it was 1 second time.
1.8. It's another second in the first sector.
Flying right now. It's amazing to see. Also, maybe for the first time you might have seen some of the liveries, by the way, because there's a lot of esports liveries now on these cars. I know Friday's running one. I believe Third Place might be running one of the esports liveries. I think it was the blue liveried car as well. So everyone running very beautiful liveries. Just in the chat saying, does this Liga happen every Sunday? It happens every 2 weeks.
I think it's every 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, but every fortnight.
But normally, because it clashes with the F1 leagues.
We don't get extreme.
Very rarely broadcasted. Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely something. Just love watching good old endurance racing. To be honest.
Cheers, Jake. Sorry?
Do. It's noticed in the chat as well. Oh dear.
Am I joining Veloce?
Maybe. Content.
We'll see. We'll see. I'd love to, but they haven't approached me yet.
Yeah, they haven't approached anyone yet. Maybe because you haven't beat Ollie in a fair fight yet.
Oh, come on now.
Oh yeah. Not going there.
I beat him in a go-kart.
Yeah, you beat him in a go-kart, but
I'll be quicker than him in the British 24 hours, so...
But have you beat him on project cars yet, in a fair fight? No.
We all know it's going to happen. What, me to Veloce? Doubt it.
Anything can happen. You never know, time can only bring. Little night coming through. Beautiful sky, by the way. Seeing the clouds overhead, because I love to see the sunset around this beautiful, beautiful racetrack here. Top two. Let's go to the top two. We are on the top two, I think, actually.
We are on the top two.
Well, there we go. I'm not paying attention there. They are the top two. Bico and Friday battling. There we go. For some reason, that wasn't appearing on my end. That's why I didn't know where we were looking at. And there they are. Bico flying around the circuit, catching up pretty dramatically now.
It's a matter of time, really, when it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's not an if, it's a when, really, unless, of course, something dramatic happens. The nighttime starting to set. 17 litres, so expect these drivers in within the next 2 or 3 laps. Well, yeah, next lap, I'd imagine, I think, surely to be safe next lap. I mean, lap 10, lap 11, it's within the window, I suppose, of course. We're doing around about a 2 or 3 stop. And remember, there is rain forecast.
Yes. For some people it might fall. So some of the people that have already pitted, like Yabba, they're out of sync with everyone. If the rain falls at the right time for them, they might be able to include it within a pit stop. They might be able to then gain a pit stop back.
But Yabba is about 2 laps down of fifth. So I think it's just a lap.
It's 2 laps down,
yeah. It's 2 laps down, so they could catch up. If these guys, of course, they pit now and then it rains really hard, and if the Yabba pits to the soft, onto the wet tires, of course, he will be in this race later on. Let's hate Racing Green in the chat as well. We're going to see some of the drivers who I believe should have raced here, I believe. Not exactly too certain. In the chat, so good to see a lot of people in the chat. Good to see all the 10, 11 people here as it jumps up as watching as well. And many more, of course, who have joined. And, of course, we'll watch the race, of course, afterwards. And welcome along as well. We're looking at Bico here. Clues are pretty dramatic. And now look at the sky. Oh, as Bico hits the wall there, I think that.
Is that the start of a bottle?
I think I might have said a word too soon as well, nearly. I think. Glancing below, if he's not. Just look at the sky. Absolutely amazing.
I have to say, though, he has been closing in 2-3 seconds a lap. And he's close up to the back of him now, and he's almost like he's struggling to make the move. But I say that, and now he's right all over the back of him again.
There we go. So commentators cursing everywhere. Are we going to see Beacock take a dive here? Is he going to take a risk? Or does he need to take a risk? If he can just keep with him, it's going to be brave trying. They're slithering everywhere. Bit of moving then. Down the straight they come. To the outside they go. Has to back off there, I think. Beacock, be careful down at the braking zone. Remember, these cars brake a lot earlier. As he almost runs at the back of him there. body go. A little bit of a trick there, a bit of a lag spike for him as well. We're noting on our end. Let's look at the sky. I may notice the sky a lot. I may speak about it, but it is pretty. It is very pretty on this game, especially as... Well, of course, I've got the graphics on this game up to its full as well, so it does just look a little bit more polished as well on stream. Well, Biko, a look to the outside. That's a bit brave. Back off of that one. Bit brave there, especially down here. He wants to run into the back of him. He does run into the back of him. He's going in the gravel as well. I think a bit of lag, potentially. This is getting a little bit tense. Only on that 10, another 29 laps to go, give or take, and on second having good old Ding Dong Bow. Then behind them we've got Kaiser already up to third, Dennis in fourth, Marcus has got a penalty, then we've got Sivan, Matt, Igor racing a Yabba all the way down the back, one retiring. That unfortunately is Fogarty, who unfortunately for the second time I've commentated on a race with him in, has unfortunately retired. Of course, the first time I wasn't really... Well, it was a pretty horrifying accident. The second time, also a pretty horrifying accident. We're saying hopefully ready for Wednesday. Cool, yeah, ready for Wednesday, of course. If the race does go ahead, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Still, it depends on...
results on the poll.
Yeah, rating and see if we're going to...
coming home vote.
Yes, is it going to come home or not? Don't really... I'm not going to get into that topic about football, but
no, let's
look at something a lot more better than football. Let's look at some of the best racing in the world, the best league in the world, a lot better than FIFA and all the football stuff. It is AOR. Beautiful, beautiful racing, beautiful drivers, beautiful cars, beautiful circuit, beautiful everything. These guys coming up to some lap cars there, and that is racing, and I think that might be racing at home they're coming up to lap. Yes, it is.
I think so, yeah.
Now, I'm not certain if he has to get out of the way. That Yabba is actually coming to lap as well. I think it is.
Yeah.
Well, this is a whole lot of confusing then. So we got Yabba who's getting lapped by a car who's second to last, who's getting lapped by the leaders. So we are seeing 3 different drivers on 3 different laps, all on the same straight. That's confusing. I don't know. Flashing a light, you are able to do that, of course, when you're lapping each other. Otherwise, I'm pretty certain you're not able to as well. I believe that is a rule, especially it's a rule in GT3, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it?
What, to flash?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're only allowed to do it when you're approaching a lap car. And you can't do it competitively.
Indeed, well, I think we're going to have a move here. Become the slipstream. Let's see down the straight 110. But I think we're going to see side by side action. Has he got enough slipstream? But
struggling at the top end speed.
Yeah, but look, he's got slipstream off the car ahead as well. So he's going to try down the inside of the second chicane. That's going to be brave. Laid on the brake. He's going to go straight on that. He is going to go straight on nearly. Just about got the corner though. About licking the stamp and sending it.
Yeah, top end speed seems to be lacking there compared to Friday. So potentially, yeah, look, it was all over the back of him again.
He had slipstream load in on Yabas and getting a bit close there. 3 wide they go for a brief moment. Let's see side by side they go down the straight again. Oh God! And
come on
fortunately, and there's contact with Yabba. That's a 4-way pile up. That's the end of that. Peacock leads. Don't know what to say about that one. Lead. Apologies,
side by side, both got. Peacock's got no rear wing.
Yeah, that's
a lot of damage there.
Yeah, he's going to have no downforce here. He must be careful into Indianapolis. Here he needs to really slow that car down. He needs to really slow that car down. We want to be careful there. I'd be really considerate here what you're doing. Especially when you're getting that lapped. Keep it to one side. And well, that is a real shame. It's Friday. How much damage has Friday got, like? That's the more important question.
He seemed to be, yeah.
Scott Freeman's coming in last lap as well.
Just
so
doesn't have front lights.
Yeah, so he's going. Well, he has to come in this lap as well, I suppose, doesn't he? Because he'll get a black and orange flag otherwise.
And also, he's got 5 litres of fuel. I don't suppose he'll be able to make.
No, he won't be able to do another lap.
It's quite lucky for these two in the sense that it will. It's the best time to have a crash.
Yeah, it's the end of a stint.
Towards your pit window, but they're going to have a long pit stop.
Yeah, Beacock's going to have a really long one though. They've had his huge drama. And what's up for Sivan and the likes of other drivers? I believe. Yeah, Kaiser's pitted, I think. Yes, he has.
Yeah, so he leaves the fuels. Made an early stop.
going for a long old stint. I think Yabba got caught up in that as well when they rebounded. Night time as well, unfortunately. I think Yabba maybe got away with that one scot-free.
Yeah.
Well, I think we'll find out. We're going to see the leader in second place in a moment. Well, it's a real shame. Friday in then on the Sunday, and he's going to be one disappointed puppy dog, I have to say.
Whose fault do you think that was, though?
You can't pass and blame. That's a racing incident there. Friday could have gave more room, but Biko tried on the inside. They could have given more room. It's racing incident, really. It's a kink. It was night time there. Just lapped a car as well, so many things in the way. Unfortunately, contact happened, and spearing around, they both went into the wall, and Biko's going to be in here for around about 2 odd minutes there, so that is a real shame. That 12 of 39 here, and contact happened.
To me, it just seemed, agreeing with what Jake said, Biko seemed to almost move across onto Friday's line.
Yeah, but
with the damage model in this game, like when you sort of get stuck to another car,
magnetize, don't you?
Yeah.
Can't pass and blame everyone. Top 4 are in, actually. So this might be a blessing in disguise, actually, for some of these drivers.
Got more people in the pits as well.
Yeah, everyone's coming in there. So, Kaiser...
There we go. The Kaiser is now in the lead.
Yes. Now, he's going to go... Well, remember, the rain's going to come down soon. We're around about lap 20, I'm imagining here. So when we get around about half through this race, so about lap 18 or so, or such, it could rain. So expect the unexpected here. It's going to be very interesting. People saying looked like a little tap stuck together. Looks
the undercut seems to have worked.
Yeah, people undercutting as well. So this is a serious surprise there. Dennis, still low. Is he pitted? I don't think he has.
He's got 46 litres, so it's...
Might have pitted.
To be on lap 12, we must have pitted slightly earlier. Sivan LMP2 as well.
Yes, Sivan, and look at these.
It's all been turned on its head.
Yeah, Matthew's going to come out just ahead of Marcus again. So those two still battling away, and then behind them, I think they've all gone out. You know, Beacon's back out on circuit. Well, it's Friday. Well, there's a surprise. Quick fix there, isn't it? That is a big surprise. Now,
look at them. They're both still very close on track.
Yes, I have just been told Kaiser only has to finish and he will be champion. So we're going to be a champion here today.
Ah. Well.
Snazzy stuff.
There we go. Yeah.
So we are going to witness a new champion here. And that's going to be
it's a long way
exciting.
To go.
Yeah, well, it's a long way to go.
Still got rain.
It is a long way to go. And that is the livery I was talking about, by the way. One of the esports liveries. Some of these drivers driving them.
Look how much time B Colt and Friday have lost.
Yeah, they've lost their rep.
50 seconds.
That is a serious shame.
The undercut in itself from the Kaiser just putting in some pretty decent laps.
Dennis going a little bit quicker. 4 seconds quicker to be exact. And he's flying. He's the fastest man on the circuit, if I'm not mistaken, apart from Friday, of course, but that's where mostly drivers have just pitted, I suppose. So he did set a bit of a quicker lap time as well due to the pit lap. So he's going for it. Dennis, second position. There he is. He's ahead of Sivan in third position. Any comments? Put him down in the chat as well.
Got a move here. Marcus.
This is the battle we've seen a few times today. Is that Marcus and is that Friday?
Matthew, yeah.
Was that Maddie? It's a bit of interesting stuff.
No, it's Matthew and Marcus.
Yes, Manny and Marcus.
And we've got Friday and Beacop behind.
Yeah, so the double M
seems to be closing in again.
Yeah, everyone's catching up on these guys. So these guys battle. They're going to get caught very quickly here. Matthew Lowe, he's ahead of Marcus, and the gap reliably around about 2 and a bit tenths there. It's not really closing too much. I would say that. The slipstream is very much on this game. Yeah, brother Hart into the pit then, by the way, then. So back in the pit then, unfortunately, for him. Second pit stop, of course, but I imagine he's going to go a long way and potentially into the rain as well. But we're saying that, though. Do you think Dennis has actually done a pretty masterful strategy, actually? Because we don't know when the rain's going to come. I mean, it could come any second. It could come right now. I mean, I think Dennis really's kind of got the best strategy here. He's got less fuel, so he's going quicker, and he can go a lot further into the race.
Could have played a master stroke here.
It's going to be interesting.
We've got B-Cult Friday, Marcus.
Any comments put them down in the chat, like I said. Up front though, it is as usual. Well, normal. This is a normal race for your leader, by the way. Leading away by 21 seconds ahead now of Dennis. Now that gap starts to open up, we start to see the more natural pace. And just look at this cluster of cars. I think Friday's going to try and make a move, you know.
Yeah.
If we go down the inside. That's going to be a little bit brave. I think Marcos might back off of that one. Does do so. He's good. See that?
Hanging around the outside.
Hanging here around the outside. Still on the curb. Down the inside. Go there to see around the outside. He's still, and he keeps it.
Watch the B-Cult. B-Cult's line trying to get Friday on the exit.
Yeah, B-Cult's going to challenge again. Now these guys collided just last lap. We're going to see history repeat itself twice in a row. It sometimes happens. It happens in three, they say. We're going to see the second or potentially more incidents there. We've seen two major crashes actually so far in this race. We saw Yabba unfortunately involved in Fogarty, and B-Cup crashing with Friday last lap. Luckily though, no, not major damage done to those drivers. Unfortunately for Yabba, it's a different story, and of course he's well and truly out of the running for the win. But you can never say anything though, can you? Got cars down in the braking zone here. It's so amazing just to witness so many cars flying around the circuit here in the pure darkness. It's amazing. Here we go. Yeah. Like you say though, night racing of course potentially as well for the race on Wednesday as well. So that's going to be exciting. Around of course the Bugatti circuit, and that's going to be very interesting. Marcus backs off that one. I think he's getting overtaken here and off. Yeah, he's gone off. There's contact again. B-Cult there. Unsighted, I think Marcos was there.
Got someone else off. Who's that? Yeah, Matthew's gone off.
Matthew went straight on, didn't he?
Fired him. B-Cult just picked them both off.
No.
So I say B-Cult was...
Say it's unsighted, wasn't he? He just turned in and it was there. I mean, it was hard to say on the camera angle. Of course, we were on board and he just got turned around and straight to the scene of that accident, unfortunately. And there's nothing. There's so hot. It's night time as well. It's so difficult. And there goes B-Cult. He spun a car.
So B-Cult's spinning. Yeah.
So as he got damaged from that bit of contact, I mean, it's carnage.
It's all falling apart. The night is the hardest thing.
Now I suppose the harder though, if it rains now at night time, that's going to be even more treacherous. Let's hope I haven't cursed that one, but we are coming into the window where I believe we're told it is meant to rain.
Yeah, definitely. The window was supposed to be clear, then overcast, then rain, I think. And the overcast was happening as the sun was setting.
Yeah, so expect if it's going to rain, it's going to rain within the next, say, 2 or 3 laps at least.
Yeah,
maybe
he's
more.
Still giving it some V-Cult.
Yeah, he's not giving up. He's a wily old fox. Down towards the portal cars. Let's go on board, B-Cult, if we quickly can on the cockpit, not the roof camera. On board we go. In the cockpit. Lights ablaze and blasting down towards the portal curbs. This is having a look to the inside here. No, backs off of that one. Doesn't want to try that one there. No, I'd say that's a suicide move if he tried it there, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's not really a sensible move.
People are saying in the chat, is there an F1 2017 race? No, there is no race for F1 this weekend. It's a week break, of course. They get a nice week off just to relax and have a nap.
Yeah, a lot of people won't be racing, obviously, with the clash of the British Grand Prix today. So
here we go, down towards the chicane, down the inside into the Ford chicane. There's going to be contact there, whatever it is. And I think he's gone round as well. Yes, he has gone round, very much gone round into the wall. Now, and he's out. That's
retired.
No, can't accept that one there. That is a real shame. Still though, Gabba's up to 9th now, so he's coming to get more points.
Yeah.
There we go.
Gabba's on the move.
Gabba on the move up the field then, so he might get some decent points out of this race. And I think some drivers might need a word with after this for some of their... I suppose... Staying in the race, it's
questionable
standard, isn't it? Retiring from the race like that.
Yeah. You shouldn't be...
Yeah, next 2 laps should be the rain. There we go. And Brand saying horrible driving from a race. There we go. So, unfortunately, one
should have walked it, but too many mistakes.
One mistake, and that's all it cost. Rail in.
Yeah.
Out he went.
I think that's the problem. When you know you're 2 seconds a lap quicker than the bloke in first, it does play with your head, and you do start to think a little bit more.
Yeah, you start thinking, and pressure gets you, and as soon as that happens, mistakes start coming down, and once the mistakes happen, then it all just goes horribly wrong for some of the drivers, of course. The pressure, it's so much, especially when you're driving like this. I mean, one mistake around here, especially at night time, it amplifies the mistake a lot more, because you don't want the fact you don't know the distance for another car, and there goes B car, he's disconnected as well from the session, so I think he's turned his PlayStation off.
Yeah, called it a day.
Called it a day, gone to sleep, and there's Dennis, up second position, 29 litres of fuel, and not really closing to the leader. He's now got a 30-second lead now and pulling away, and we'll just keep an eye on that weather. Just coming to around about lap 15 here, nearly to halfway through this race, about laps 14 and a half. Somewhere around that, about lap 17 and a half should be about halfway point in this race. So we're coming to halfway. And it's getting exciting. And I think it's raining. I think there's a few spots of rain in the sky, Matt. I think it's raining. It is raining. Hard to see on the onboard, but I'm pretty certain I did see a few drops of rain in the sky.
I can't see anything yet on the windscreen.
Indeed, on the outboard shot, though, I think you can see it is raining. Potentially, or maybe just at the end of the circuit.
I think I've seen something.
There it is. It might be raining. Light drizzle. It's coming down. Now this... Yeah, is it coming home, or is it coming down, or is it going away? That is the question. Is it going to be a light sprinkle, or are we going to get some pure rain when it does fully come down? It's difficult, so I think it's only raining in the first segment, but he's coming across the circuit, I believe. Potentially, if it's going to potentially the guys down towards the Porsche curbs, and we'll be able to see a little more clearly if it's raining. I think it may be a few spits of rain here and there. So that's going to spice things up then. If it does start coming down, maybe we are just going mad. It's hard to say, but I think definitely saw maybe a spit of rain in the sky. Potentially.
Look at Igor here, he's 7 litres left. He's really got to try and elongate it. If he can go another lap, then that'll be ideal, because obviously you don't really want to be pitting now.
Yeah.
For some more fuel.
Yeah, especially if it rains. What would you say? Potentially, he's going to come in this lap, hasn't he? Surely he can't do another lap. Well, there we go. He's going to do another lap then.
He's giving it a go.
Now, well, we'll come back to him next time around, and we'll see if he's run out of fuel. I fear he might.
Yeah, I think he probably will. 6 litres, I can't imagine will be.
Well, people are saying, has it rained yet? I think it's raining. We believe we saw a few spots of rain, but maybe that might have been just an isolated patch. So maybe it's still not bucketing it down right now. It's not pouring yet, and there is where the car went off earlier on. Of course, that was Marcus who went off down there. And yes, I think that was a spot of rain. Yeah, it is raining. I think it is starting to rain, you know. On board if we can, on the roof can potentially. I think we're starting to see a few spots here and there on my end, at least. I can see.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
I see something.
Look at the car. It looks like it is starting to rain a little tiny bit now. Yeah, it is. Rain. It is coming down. And off goes Dennis on board. And that is a bit close there. And he wants to be lucky. There's no cars coming close to him. Must be careful he doesn't beat it
There
in the
is.
gravel.
Siobhan coming here
Siobhan,
as
I
well.
think he'll get ahead just away. There he does.
Just.
Lucky pup. Now, the question is, how fast does the rain come down?
To me, it seems like it is coming down quite heavy.
Let's have a little look, by the
Yeah.
way, for some...
Oh, we've got
who was
racing
it?
at home in the pits.
Let's have a look at Igor, by the way. Has he survived? Yeah, there we go.
He's
Rescue
running in
ropers
lead.
are on. There we go. So it's going to be awfully close. He's used about half the fuel in the lap.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to make
Foggy
it.
in the comment section. Foggy in the comment section said it's 7 litres for 1 lap. And obviously he's running in lean. You should be lifting and coasting quite
Yeah, he
heavily.
might have. He might have to
Could
do.
make it here.
Remember in the race on Wednesday, the leader had to really go lifting coast. I can't remember exactly who it was off the top of my head, but the leader at the time had to do an audacious pit strategy. There's the ghosting mechanics. In comes Kaiser, so everyone's in there, and I think they've all decided it's time for the intermediate tyres, or the wet tyres, I suppose, the only option you can do on this game. Apologies for the mechanics, they're not having the best things. Now, best good times in the wet, 43, so expect these gaps to be shooting up. Remember, that is to be about 3:43s potentially, so it's going to go a little bit up potentially. Maybe a 4, but maybe a 3.
Siobhan's not in the pits.
There, he's going to go out for one more lap then. I think he's playing devil's advocate. I think Kaiser's on the inters. Dennis might go on the inters. Imagine all these drivers pitting, by the way. He might go on the inters. He went for the wrong pit stall there.
Wrong pit box there, yeah.
Jensen Button 2011, that reminds me of there. And let's see, let's go to Igor. Let's see if he's got to the pit lane yet. How much fuel has he got? I think it's about 2.6 litres. Oh dear.
1.6. And he's still got the Porsche curves.
40k. He's going to run out of fuel.
It's going to run out of
If
fuel,
I was
think.
lift off, just coast. If I was Igor,
Clutch and coast.
just lift off. Don't put any throttle on the corners. There we go. Now he's doing. I think he might be listening in to us. Don't put any throttle on. You got a litre left. This is going to be close. I think he's going to do it.
Yeah.
It's going to be awfully close. But I think he's going to survive. Just about. Oh, this is going to be awkward. Down towards pit lane. 5 litres. Yeah, he's just like... I think he's realised now that's too little. Nah, not doing that again. How lucky can you get?
Yeah. Good fuel saving that.
0.4. Just.
Then how far down is the pits?
Yeah, should be how easily you had to get to it. And he comes, 0.3. He's one of the first pit stallers. He's a lucky pup. Just gets a stop. 0.3 litres of fuel. 10 out of 10 there, and up front though, we have Siobhan and Friday leading. There is Siobhan, who's just gone off the road as I go to him. So is that commentator's curse there. Friday in second position. Starting to come back through the field a little bit now, and of course, behind them, we have what is Lynette leader, by the way, who has just stopped for the intermediate tyres. Now the question is the rain going to come down even heavier, or is it stopped again?
I think it's going to remain probably the same. Oh, and he's gone.
Siobhan
He's going to lose the
struggling.
lead.
He might not actually. This is an area of the circuit where I think he might get lucky here and might just be able to cover it off. Look at, looks a lot like it's raining a lot harder on the circuit than it actually looks up here in the commentary box. So it might be raining a lot heavy. Look at down on the circuit. It looks like a bit of spray getting kicked up there. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's going to be about that time. I think these two have stayed up 1 lap too long.
Yep, the back of the
being such
circuit
a long
is raining a lot harder than in the beginning of the circuit. So that's the live Rev 3.0 coming into its standing. At the top two going off the road. Yes, they are. They both skated off. That's aquaplaning there. That's aquaplaning. They're aquaplaning then on the curbs.
And I've got a new leader.
Yep, Friday retakes that lead, but he'll have to come in. So we're going to have a new leader in a minute. And just look out, it's chucking it down. It is absolutely chucking it down here at Le Mans. And surely some of these drivers are going to have to take it really cautious. Now, what's out here is Friday's coming down to Porsche curbs. He has to lift off. He has to be really cautious here. Look how heavy it is
the man
here.
on the wet tyres, just look how much more confidence he has.
Let's go to the leader, by the way, as he comes through the Porsche curves. Did he done that corner correctly? I think he's gone off again. Or he's going really slowly. On board we go, and he should be able to catch him. Sivan's going off again. This is treacherous conditions now.
Yeah, just look at the puddles. Look at the puddles.
It's just gone from bad to worse. And hello to Soup, who's managed to join us as well.
Hello.
And good to see someone. So Matt, what you can do is you can launch SharePlay up, and Soup can come and watch us as well. So that's always something we can do as well. Rain chucking it down here, but it doesn't look as bad in the first sector. It just looks really dry, but at the back of the circuit, it's absolutely chucking it down.
Yeah, that's a big mistake.
Yeah, Friday's hit the wall.
mistake.
Friday's hit the wall. Look at the front right, that's gone off there as he got the mechanics doing the work. So we have the leader again. We're back to normality then, as Kaiser leads away. Here in what it just looks so dry in the first sector, but as soon as you get to the last sector, it's absolutely chucking it down.
That's not dry. You don't want to be on slicks in that.
God, board, it doesn't look like it's raining too heavily. Like I say that, now we get to a bit of the circuit. There's no spray kicking off the cars, so it just looks like it's raining, but it's not as wet as the back of the circuit. So this is going to cause carnage with the tyres. Now, as we got Soup here, I'm going to quickly go and grab a drink. So I'll leave you two for a second.
Oh, thanks. You're so nice.
I know.
Right. Fill me in.
Fill you in. Well,
Yes.
we had quite a good battle for the lead in the first probably 10 laps between Friday and B Colt, who has now retired. B Colt was probably 3 seconds a lap quicker, closed the leads first, overtook quite a few people from the back. Then, yeah, as he went to go and overtake the leader, they crashed towards the end of the Mulsanne straight and pitted. Obviously, repaired the damage, came back out, tried to work their way back through, and B Colt crashed again. I think he then retired. Friday's still going. I think he's now recovered up to third, but he lost about 50 seconds in the pits. He was the initial leader. And this man here, the Kaiser, sort of went under all our noses really. Pitted early, got a bit of an undercut, and then a bit wide there. Yeah, pitted early, got a bit of an undercut, and then lucked in with the other two crashing, and put himself in the lead. And he's pitted at the right time. For the wet tyres, and he's now 44 seconds in the lead. He's done everything that he needed to do, and it's easy sailing now. It's just got I say easy sailing, 20 odd laps to go.
Yeah.
Around Le Mans.
20 laps doesn't sound like much, but it's around Le Mans, which is a 4-minute lap. So
in the rain.
In the
night.
rain. At night. So
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's a lot worse. Yeah, it's easy, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's challenging enough in the dry in the day. It's even worse at night. I think just judging on the gaps, I think second and third are quite close together on track compared to the rest of them. There's about 3 seconds between these guys, between Friday and Dennis, I think.
Yeah.
Friday's going very quickly, 3:59.1. I think the rest of them are on pit stops anyway. That's probably why his lap time is ridiculously quick compared to the rest of them.
And everyone else, yeah.
Yeah, I know the guys in 5th and 6th are right on each other. I think that's what little triangle means. They're right together.
They used to have been going at it all race. All race.
Matthew and Marcos, right. Right, they've got another...
These have been...
How long have they got? Another hour?
22. Probably, yeah. Another hour or so, I think. What time are we at?
Out. We're at currently 10 past 12 local time. No, not local time, but here. Right, so it's pretty much another Indy 500 situation. We've got...
Yes.
Except that time we had 4 the drivers, and the gaps were about 3 minutes.
3 minutes, so... and everyone was on different postcodes of laps, yeah.
Yeah, so not quite as bad. but at least we have some on-track battles. But it's very easy to lose concentration around Le Mans in the wet, because even as Marcos just demonstrated, by going extremely wide through that right-hander,
Back from the
back.
then no, the man's back.
The other suit, by the way,
Yeah, I'm just getting filled in by what's been going on.
carnage.
Bottle jobs everywhere.
Oh,
Explosion.
even worse than
Watching me.
yours.
Hey, I'll have none of that.
Ha! Oh dear.
You just watch me in GT3 this week.
Right, okay, that's a bold
I've
statement.
cursed myself now. I've
Alright,
cursed
writing
myself
that
now.
down. Matt says he can beat Ollie. Right.
Rate's optimistic.
At Velocity Esports.
Oh yeah.
Will Matt win?
If I actually
or
beat
will
him in
he
the race,
bottle?
I'll call them out on Twitter. Just go, where's my contract there?
Yeah. I think that should be a thing. If you manage to beat Ollie in GT3,
Yeah.
there should be a contract in the post for you. Definitely.
Contract in the post, or just get Matt Ollie's contract and just scribble his first name. Put
Yeah,
Matt
just scribble
on it.
his name out, but you're in.
Yeah.
Easy.
I'll take his
Easy
space in
peasy.
F1 as well.
Yeah, take it in
oh,
F1. Oh,
definitely
yeah, maybe
That'll definitely
not.
go well.
Yeah, no, maybe not take
Hey,
his F1.
Come on
spot.
now.
Nah. It's gonna be
What am I
realistic.
on? Like a 4-race DNF streak?
5, I think.
It's not good. Yeah, it's not going well.
But
I
we
mean, you
haven't.
could have won in Austria, but you didn't.
Yeah, we're talking about almost when not going well. I think Marcus has hit the wall now. Well, the cones. It is getting pretty heavy now. It doesn't really look that bad on this camera, but when we go on board, it's pretty treacherous. You need to go through Cat Rouge.
As you wish.
Sleep. Man, not too bad. There we go. It's not as heavy as it was down this part of the circuit. When we get to the back of the circuit, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, here we've got Friday closing on Dennis. Green car ahead. And who's that off the track?
That looks like.
It's gonna be, I think that's racing.
Is that Yaba or?
It should be
No,
racing.
I think that's
I
going
think.
to be racing at home.
It is. Wow, just look how shiny the circuit is down the back here. It's like just some seagulls would really like this area of the track. Look how shiny it looks. It looks beautiful.
Seagulls?
AV, they like shiny things.
I mean, there was 2 seagulls on the apex. They didn't move. Anybody get that reference? No.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, best.
I was on my own
best.
for a second there.
Yeah, no, I remember that Vettel Canada 2016 with the seagulls when we were on Sky. It was beautiful.
That was back in when Hamilton and Vettel liked each other.
Well, I wouldn't say
They
they
don't
hate
like each other now.
Yeah, I don't know what you're on about. Right?
Oh well, let's keep an eye on the battle here.
It is interesting to see
It's
these
closing
changeable
up.
conditions, isn't it? The top, well, I want to say top 3. I'd say second and third at least catching each other up. The leader, however, different country miles. CJ, if you're watching, I think we might have found a better driver right now. Because,
Right. So,
I mean, that gap is absolutely flying right now.
so they're just saying that the track should dry up in the late
Stages.
20s.
Ah, so about that
what they're saying.
28 or so then.
That 28,
potentially.
29, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Right, we've got a question
but
from
you will
David
still have
Ben.
puddles.
Ooh.
Yeah. David Ben. Oh dear.
What's better, F1 or Project Cars 2?
Project Cars.
Yeah, Project Cars. It's hilarious.
That's not a. I mean,
That's not a question, is it?
can we
It's
say?
starting at daytime. And then just look at the sky. It's starting to get light out there. It's. I mean, for weather
for
conditions,
me-
definitely this game. For driving this game, because I can't really drive on F1 right now. So.
Oh, I'm terrible at F1. I'm awful. I think,
Yeah, so
I, think
am I.
I think I just prefer Project Cars 2 because I can actually drive on
and the
Project
crash
Cars 2. I'm
physics
terrible.
are brilliant.
Yeah, right. I thought Friday had a real look at Dennis towards Turbo
Yeah.
1 there.
Dennis
Yeah.
is running wide a bit.
Yeah, he's
All set
struggling.
up.
Cut back.
He's got
There
it.
we go. Round the outside and up the inside. Now around the outside he goes, and there it is. Down towards the comes,
Nice one.
and there he goes.
I don't think you
move.
really want to be ahead down the Mulsanne though, do you?
Well, I mean, he's already
He's
pulled
pulled-
out
no,
with
he's
7
pulled
tenths
it
of a
down.
second. So
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, maybe He's doing good.
Yeah. Right.
This will be interesting now. You can see Friday was 1 second almost quicker than the leader.
He doesn't have 50 laps to do that, though. So.
He doesn't have 50 laps. We'll see, though.
Yeah, anything can still happen. Remember, it's going to become drier.
Yeah.
The light's coming out, and well, I mean, it's going to be exciting to see who's going to come out when we get to daytime, which I believe should be in about 2-3 laps. Because I mean, it looks like hell is arising.
Yeah.
Beautiful though.
I don't think it'd be the best if you're at the Le Mans at this time in the wet. It's probably not the best thing to be watching.
No, to be honest, those masks are probably pretty
I
soggy right now. I presume it's been raining for a good old 4, 5, 6 hours in game.
Yeah, the worst thing was I don't know if any of you watched it. I think it was in 2016. The massive rain shower they had. Well, I said the rain shower, the thunderstorm almost for the start of the race, and that was the first time I went to Le Mans, and we were just sitting by the Dunlop Bridge watching the start. And it just absolutely chucked it down, and we were soaked. We were all just sitting in shorts and t-shirt, really nice and sunny up until that point. And when it rains at Le Mans, it is freezing cold.
Well,
It's
I remember
not nice.
the Nordschleifer not too long ago as well. It did that. It had that. You've probably seen it, of course. The torrential, when we say torrential, that's not even a word. It was basically just hell descended on the circuit for about 5 minutes, and then it became sunny again. It was beautiful. And it was hailstones,
like skating off.
It was hailstones and all sorts. And I think the rain's stopping. It looks a lot lighter. And
Lighter than it did.
Yeah, it's lighter it did. I'm talking about getting lighter. The sky's getting lighter. You can see the individual clouds now. I think Kaiser's going off the road.
Oh yeah, he's made a mistake through that section.
A little
He's
bit
had a
too
terrible
quick
run
into
through that.
the corner, and locks the front right up, skates on, but luckily kept it together in the end.
Yeah. So, but his lap was still decent.
Yeah, a 47.5 compared to, let's see what second place can do on Friday. He's not even got to the end.
40 seconds.
He's not even got to the port, but he's just going through the pause curves right now, I suppose.
No, yeah.
Flying through 140 miles an hour. Really got on the exit, of course, the barrier, which is no longer there in real life. I suppose it is still there, it's a little bit further back, so lucky for some of the drivers, eh? And here he comes, down towards the Ford chicane. One of the most famous chicanes in the world for, not all the best reasons.
You've actually got two different name chicanes there. The Ford chicane's the last one. I think the first one is the Corvette chicane.
Ah. Is it because those cars can't drive on it that easily? Maybe.
Well, it'd be quite funny. It'd be quite funny if the Ford struggled through the Corvette chicane and the
Corvette struggled through the Ford chicane.
Well, I know opposite way around. Ford struggled through Ford, and Chevrolet struggled through Corvette.
Chevrolet struggled through Corvette.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chevrolet do make the Corvette even.
Yes, I know. I do know that. Friday Lope on his way for a nice Sunday afternoon. Well,
Evening?
Yeah, evening, night, I suppose. Depends where he is actually. Might be an afternoon. Might be an evening still. Might be night time. Who knows? Who knows?
Saying hello to Actual Vision, who's joined us in the chat. Very nice of him to join us.
Ah, well, hello there.
I don't think are any of the guys running the Actual Vision livery actually. Let's have a quick check because they recently got added into the game.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think
we're looking for a bright white livery.
Fanatec. I think Zap Marcos who might be driving it.
Let's have a look at Marcos. Oh dear.
Oh, there we go.
Well,
talking of Marcos, there he is, pointing backwards.
Right.
Well, right on cue, eh?
I don't think that's the livery, to be honest. I don't think it is the livery, so thankfully...
that aren't here normally run that livery.
Yeah.
That'll be H Racing Green and Jake.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose one thing's for certain.
Thankfully that's
definitely
not the livery.
jinxed that.
We have got confirmation.
Well, I'm about to say Marcus is driving well, but well, he just spun, so I can't really say that right now. We're talking about driving well. I suppose Yabba's doing a recovery drive, I suppose, from what I call the most horrifying accident since the Indy 500 accident, because he was about 40 feet in the air and not having a great day.
At turn 1,
well,
on lap 1.
Yeah, well, not really turn 1, but the kink, I suppose.
Well,
yeah. Can kind of count that. The first corner they raced out, but it wasn't even the first corner. It was just the straight, and they collided. It was really, really strange. I've never actually seen contact like that. Reminds me of Anthony Davidson at the Ferrari, but 10 times as dramatic, and they never actually made it to the barrier.
Yeah. No, it was very, very similar, wasn't it? Flipping upside down, heading towards the Mulsanne corner.
Well, there we go. It was just here, wasn't it, where the contact happened as well. We saw, who was it who collided there not long ago?
It must have been Fogarty
wasn't it?
and Yabba.
No, Beacott crashed there as well.
And Friday, yeah.
Yeah, Friday, who's still driving absolutely fine as a whistle. 47 seconds off the leader. He's closed up a little bit now as the clouds and the rain still lash down on the circuit. And you could definitely say one thing. It's definitely get very treacherous right now for these drivers. The puddles are only going to get worse from here until the rain, of course, stops. It's getting lighter though, let's say about 5 o'clock in the morning in game time. 19 and a bit laps to go here. And your current leader is what he's going to be, the championship winner, of course, if he doesn't have a monumental accident.
Well, the rain is set to stop in about 7 or 8 laps' time.
So that's going to only be where, well, I presume that's going to be where the pit window will open for one more stint, then straight to the end of the race.
So we could see a late stop for slicks then.
Potentially. It's going to be very interesting.
Interesting.
You've got to hang it out on the wets as long as you can, really. And I think by the time some of these blokes will be pitting, like you can see the Kaiser here, he's got 30 litres of fuel. He's going to have to pit before the track dries out again.
A few people saying about that accident. I don't know if that was that bad compared to Brendan Hartley's accident. I think it might have been, you know. I think that the crash we saw maybe might have won that. I mean, he was airborne 40 metres in the air and landed back on his wheels and lost the front weight, just fell off. Hey, look, the sun's rising. Hello, look at the sun. It's starting to come up.
Well, I mean, the Indy 500 crash was definitely probably one of the worst accidents in open wheel history. So,
well, yeah, I think everyone can.
Seen that, if you haven't seen that, it is on the channel. It's time-stamped in the comments. Go have a look and enjoy.
Listen to us scream.
Just enjoy it. Just enjoy the brilliant spectacle that it is. Because I think it was Fogarty who's about 40 feet in the air once again.
Yeah. Fogarty, who was involved in this crash as well, he kind of caused the accident, really. I think it was a chain reaction of just people bunching up, well, here at least. Of course, in the Indy 500, it's a bit hard to say what caused happened. It was a mix of people getting loose and bunching up and kind of just a concertina effect down the field. And my God,
the first couple of laps of the Indy 500 were nervy, to say the least, I think.
Indeed, of course, your Indy 500 ended well. Matt Dearney, do you want to tell everyone how that ended?
Yes. Ended up in the wall about lap 20.
Yeah.
To be fair, it could have ended a lot sooner because I was behind H Racing Green going back to the foggy incident, and I was literally up the back of H Racing Green. The next lap round, obviously, Foggy's car was still upside down on the main straight, and right up the back of this car. He then pulled out to avoid Foggy, leaving me just to sort of go, "Oh, I've now got to move now." There's
I think it was a little more. I think it was a little worse than
Yes. Yeah.
But due to words, we can't say yellow flags in the second chicane, by the way.
Marcus spinning the wall. Marcus spinning the wall. Look at the damage. He's lost his lights. Now that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem. However, it is becoming daytime. So is that a blessing in disguise?
Got front end damage.
Yes, he is going to have to pit. And there was more yellow flags as well down on the second chicane. So yeah, we got a car, I believe, stationary or something, not moving down towards the second chicane as well. So I think someone else has gone off. It might be Igor. I'm not too certain who's maybe maybe not.
No.
Might be someone up front or something. Hard to say.
Yeah, could well be.
might be Yabba potentially. It's hard to say, but there's definitely someone stationary down towards the end of the circuit. There's Dennis. He's in third, driving a pretty quiet race right now. I'd say quiet. He's got Friday just ahead of him, so he's going to have a bit of company on it this probably Monday morning now in game time, actually, because the race did start on a Sunday, so it's now Monday, I suppose.
Well, he's going to have to stop again because he's only got 34 litres of fuel.
Yes, now, I've been told lap 33 expect it until they really want to jump on those dry tyres, so we're going to have about a 6 or 7 lap sprint to the end.
If you can call it a sprint.
Yeah, you can't really call it a sprint around the mob, but oh dear.
This is a 24-minute sprint.
Indeed, oh dear, oh dear. The sun's starting to come up a little bit, you know, and that is going to really affect the car as well, because it's going to get to the situation. It's going to try a lot quicker. Fogarty in the chat, by the way. I brought it on board footage view from 85 and crash. Yeah, I had damage and was slowing for the pits. Carnage that event. Yeah, don't say. I've never actually seen that crash, so I really want to find that. So I'm going to have to admit, is it on the channel? If it is, we'll have a look at that later.
You've never actually seen the crash?
I've never actually seen the crash on board, no.
Oh, not on board, alright. Oh, I thought you'd never seen the crash.
Oh no, I was there. I was there live.
Have you honestly just got amnesia because you literally screamed at like 500 decibels?
Yeah, 5,000 decibels, I suppose. I suppose not that loud. I think everyone's eardrums have been burst. Well, lap 22, though, your official order currently. If we go to the first place man, the Kaiser leading the rail then by a pretty comfortable margin of 48 seconds from Friday in second. Dennis in third. Behind him, we have Siobhan. Lining up behind them, we have Matthew and Marcos then driving an absolute... he's driving quite quietly. Igor down the back as well in seventh. In the pit lane, we have racing at home with his ghosting pit crew of Doom. And Gabba, who is driving pretty much, I'm going to say, the best recovery drive for a while. Because for the contact he had, he is showing everyone that never to give up. He's picking up points and he's driving very, very nicely.
I'm going to admit now, I used to race way back in the day on Project Cars when I raced one race in the old IndyCar League under Yama. I turned up for one race and I never turned up again. Sorry.
Was there an accident?
No, I finished 5th.
Oh. Just never turned up again.
But I kind of didn't turn up again.
Oh
Sorry.
dear. Oh dear, Yabba. He sped in the pit lane there. He's got a 10-second time penalty, so he spun, he sped in the pit lane. Maybe he spun in the pit lane, I don't know. I'd say, but
and we know
what happened.
We know what
yeah.
And what 10 seconds did in the GT3 Elite.
Yeah, that if you haven't seen that,
well,
that was a pretty tense finale.
Have you seen the stewards?
I haven't.
Oh yeah, I did actually. It got a bit heated.
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah. Yeah, we got Ollie was taken to the stewards for a contact and then corner cutting as well.
Which neither of which he did, but as far as I can see.
Controversial.
Yeah, just gotta wait and see what the stewards say, really.
And of course, also hello to everyone in the chat, by the way. Hello to Sim Racing Italia. Hello, of course, to everyone joining, and also hello to Nightbot, who's back again. I haven't seen you for a while. In the chat, so good to see our favourite Nightbot back again, doing a beautiful job here. Morning coming out, the sun blaring down. Well, not really the sun because it's stuck behind the clouds, but I suppose it's starting to break a little bit. The sun is starting to come through a little bit as well. So
it is dawn.
It is dawn of a new day. The birds chirping in the sky, and Dennis blasting a beautiful, beautiful engine round this legendary circuit. What engine is that car got is a question. Is it a V6 or a V8? One of the two of them. It's got a V8.
I doubt it's got a V8.
Wouldn't that?
I don't know.
V6.
Maybe
I'd
a
say
V6.
It's a V6,
Yeah.
Yeah, the Porsche has a flat 6. So it's going to be probably a V6. It does not that high revving.
Did you see what happened to me and the stewards from Cryptic?
No. Yeah, no. Cryptic's crash, though.
We didn't even see that.
Car gymnastics. Yeah, car gymnastics.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, I've seen the onboard since then. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I can just say that Cryptic wins the high jump. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that was a shame. I think
happened?
Obviously, because I talked to Infinity a bit.
His
I think he had an issue with his brake pedal.
Yeah.
I think he had an issue with his brake pedal, which
He just
in
couldn't
fairness he
stop.
tried to avoid, and I don't think it. I think he was just unlucky, really, rather than running into the back of people.
I mean, yeah, we're sort of maybe crashing into the car ahead maybe would have been the better option, to be honest. And steering to the
Yeah.
side of another car.
Taking out anyone's not really ideal.
I'd be honest, in a crash, would you rather do? Do you rather hit someone's side on or hit the rear of the car ahead? I suppose the car ahead wasn't a driver you
Don't
really
let
want to
them
hit.
side
though.
on, you will kill them.
Don't hit the driver.
Evidently shown.
Yeah, I suppose
Yeah.
he didn't really want to hit the car ahead though either. I wouldn't have heard the end of it. I don't think.
I think he tried to sort of get between the gap of Cryptic and whoever the car ahead of him was.
Ethan, wasn't it?
Could well have been, yeah.
Yeah, it was. one of
And
those
just
things.
misjudged it.
But see, if he's that good at car gymnastics, he could have easily just done a little, roll onto the side, slide between the gap, and you're done.
Yeah, and dig into the grass
You no
and
longer
flip
go
it about
for a
18
gap.
times. You
Yeah.
are no longer a racing driver. You are probably
If you no longer go for a gap that does not exist, you're no longer a racing driver.
Alexander Wirtz proved that in 1998.
Quite well.
Alex first did rallycross.
Yeah, I
in,
heard it didn't end
in
well.
Norway.
Didn't end well,
No,
apparently.
he jumped the start 3 times.
Yeah, oh dear. Well,
And there's
It
also
made me jump. I never saw it come.
there was a bit of banter between himself. There's banter between himself, Jensen Button, and Fernando Alonso, and now there's possibly going to be a rallycross race between the 3 of them.
oh dear. That just seems Nando wins.
Yeah.
Oh, that. Just.
Yeah.
That's been a start. I'd
No,
say Jensen.
Wirtz did well. He did
Fine
not
would
pay
do
apart
well
from
in
the jump starts.
rallycross because I mean he has heritage, of course. His late father used to very famously drove
John Button.
Yeah,
Yeah,
John
Button.
Button very famously drove those cars back in the 70s, I think, or 80s, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, also
Yeah,
when
like early,
Mo
late
Hawk
80s,
commentated on
I
it
think.
as well, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yeah, he did. He used to comment on the old rallycross supercars, RS200s, and
Which
the,
is just amazing. Oh dear! Oh dear!
Oh
There we
no!
go.
Well, we did mention
Oh,
spinning
he's
in the
lost
pit
his
Oh,
leg.
lane.
he's
wing
broken the
as well.
rear wing.
Uh-oh.
That's
Wow.
embarrassing.
Wow, that is awkward. Spinning in the
Come
pit
on,
lane.
3-point
How's he
turn,
done
come
that?
on, mate.
That's really difficult. Oh dear.
Oh, don't do it again. Oh dear.
And in he
Now,
comes.
remember-
That's
remember-
going to be a long stop.
It's not quite as bad as that car's crabbing, but
It's not bad
it was
as.
not quite as bad as Indy 5. Oh dear.
That's it.
Out.
Called it a day.
And out is indeed.
Well, that was It wasn't quite as bad as Indy 500, where a poor old guy ran out of fuel a meter before his pit box.
Oh,
and his pit
who
crew
was
were
it?
rolling forward.
Over the kink.
Over
the
King.
Yeah.
As,
Over die kink, over the kink, whatever it was.
Over King. Yeah, no.
He said over die kink, but we're going to call him over the kink because it's just better.
Controversy. But the sun's
However,
risen, at least.
is now in 8th.
Yabba on the recovery drive of the century. Hasn't actually overtaken anyone physically on circuit, but mentally he's overtaking many people.
Well, actually, this one here is a battle for on-track position between Igor and Marcos, actually.
Yes, it is, and Igor has to pass Yabba the Hutt to get to Marcos.
And Friday is actually kind of still in with a chance because he's massively quicker than Kaiser up front.
David Ben, instead of over King, over the hill.
What's that coming over the kink? I mean, it just works.
Is that a car? It is a car flying into the camera lens, and Igor catching up to Marcos though, like we've mentioned. That's the only real battle apart from Dennis and Friday, of course, up front. That gap up front though, like for the first and second, it's coming down a little bit. 44 seconds. It's not too much.
Check on the other fuel loads. It's got 15 litres and
26, so
27.
Friday, can he go to lap about lap 28 or 29? I think we had to get to. I believe it has now stopped raining completely.
Yeah.
Figuring it's now sunny,
yeah,
I
it
suppose it's in the name, but you can never be certain on this game. I think for everyone saying the stream is entertaining so far. I
think we're trying.
We are trying.
Reminiscing on old stories of everyone bottling it.
Yes, Matt. I mean, you can talk. You have experience, though. That is the very important question. You have a lot, lots of experience of
Just a tad.
not going well. You haven't. Have you actually finished a race and since the Indy 500? Though? That is a good question.
Yeah. Yeah, I finished every race in GT3.
Yeah, of course he has.
Yeah, I mean, apart from GT3,
F1 is
maybe not.
That's another story.
is another story, yeah, and yeah, it's an interesting grid. I think I'll put it that way.
Still, though, I mean, talking about the F1...
You're turning into Lewis Hamilton instead of interesting tactics, interesting grid.
talking about certain things. Like, we still risk the best for Nezza and low on the topic of F1. And like, I know he's, I think, on the mend now, but and now I believe he's off the morphine. I think he is now off the morphine.
I think he's all right.
So it's good to see his
I think he just
horrible
injuries
injuries.
stopped for the summer.
I think
discovered
retired.
real racing.
Yeah, so yeah, we know how that'll end again then. Back on the morphine. But talking about the AXA race, though, and I mean, if you haven't watched it, I mean, spoilers, I suppose. It was a absolutely fantastic race.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was really good.
The last 15 laps
God,
was
that's fallen
dramatic.
over.
Oh dear.
He's never off the morphine.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, the last 15 laps were dramatic. What did you guys think, of course, of that Grosjean Sainz incident?
I thought it was stupid. Obviously, Sainz had his every right to be there. He was on the outside, and
Grosjean
he was quick.
turned into me.
Yeah, Grosjean
best comment.
Grosjean just lost the car.
Thought it was a
Plain and simple.
left-hander. Thought it was a left-hander, and Sainz turned in on him. There we go. Thought it was the Top Gear test track.
yeah. I'd
Rest
call
in
it a racing
peace.
incident, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, talking about incidents, though,
Yeah.
because we have to say, though, this is a huge, huge relief, by the way, for Marcus Ericsson. That crash for him.
It's a big one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But this is why
it
you don't
looked
go
bad.
DRS for a corner.
It didn't look bad on the onboard because it was eventually the gravel slowed him down enough that it just kind of ended up kind of being a kind of gentle tap on the barrier.
Gentle tap
But,
is a light word,
However,
I suppose.
when the Channel 4 coverage cut to him, he was mid-air, so it
Yeah.
did look a bit worse.
Yeah.
It looked a
Flying
lot
through the
worse than it
gravel.
was. Talking about flying through the gravel, though, I mean, we still have to say, though, and God's sake, about another big accident was Brendan Hartley. I mean, look, it's just so many big accidents that weekend. I mean, not often. Yeah, so little luck for some of the drivers as well. I mean, Brendan Hartley, I mean, God, though, he's had a horrible time. I mean, things going wrong. I mean, it's the fourth different race he's had a horrible accident, I suppose. I mean, he just can't seem to get any luck, can he?
I think we might have a move for 6th here.
Oh, let's go down and have a look at it here. Well, there is 5th.
Yeah.
There is 6th. And there is the battle between Igor and Marcus, and Igor is now on the grass. And hello to Cryptic as well, by the way, who's in the chat.
They need to get rid of DRS zone in turn 1.
I think they're probably already going to do that for next year. I mean,
I thought it was quite good though. It made it a bit challenging.
yeah.
And if a driver could make it work, then
Here we
there we
go. Down the inside of the Porsche Cubs. I think he's lifted off there. Yes, he has. Doesn't really want to fight that one too hard. There, it's a bit risky there. Remember, these guys still have to pit, and I think he's gone straight on, if I'm not mistaken, nearly. Oh, he just got turned in there in the end. A few people saying...
I don't know why Ericsson tried it, to be honest, because it didn't work in qualifying, so I'm going to do it in the race on higher fuel load.
Yeah.
well,
Think to
quite a lot
himself,
of the
"Oh, Red
drivers
Bull can
did
do it,
that.
so can I, and I'm in the Sauber.
A few people saying how the AOR Triple Crown wasn't going to take place. How come? It's not confirmed it's not going to take place, but I mean, it's unlikely it's going to
There's
take
no
place.
news. There's no news as of yet.
As of
I
yet,
think
but
it was just the
we remain
fact.
hopeful. The death
I think it was the
of the Indy
fact
500.
of Indy 500, I think. It's just...
Too much.
I mean, all tiers didn't go well, pretty much. I mean,
However, we still hold the
you know it's
record. We
bad.
streamed the entire race.
yeah, you do know it's kind of bad when Kodiak has to break off a stream, because he doesn't want to talk about. So, they had 4 drivers, they only did half the distance. We boys, we did the whole distance.
Yeah, when we say we
Commitment.
boys, us, all 3 of us, because Matt did join us in the end after Soup's
Yeah.
disconnection in the end of the race, of course, and luckily you did get back, Soup, I suppose, so that was a good thing.
Yes, I did.
Well, the order so far, we still have not really too many overtakes, apart from, of course, you just saw Matt and Igor and them battling.
Right,
I have to say, we've still got Friday closing in on the lead.
Yeah, he's flying. And the leader's in. The leader's in.
Yep, now that's for fuel. It is for fuel. There we go.
Yep. Right, well...
So this is what Beacon says in the chat.
Yeah.
You've got Sector 1, which is dry, and then the back of the circuit's wet. So you'd imagine he's going to remain on the wet tyres and then do a change to dries.
Yeah, so the live driver 3.0 showing itself here as well. The time is 8:43 UK time. And someone else in the chat, Thomas Even 2001. Hello there, good sir. But the man was completely different. There was drivers who drive in different disciplines of motorsport. Don't see why the race would be postponed due to the 500 IMO. I don't think it's been postponed. I mean, there's just been no information about it, really. It's quite hard to say. I mean, there wasn't really any schedule for it when it was going to take place. So, I mean, you never know. It could take place somebody pop up tomorrow, we know.
I think Kaiser may have just bottled this race.
You say that, but might he go to the end on the intermediate tyres?
If those are wet tyres, he's fine. If he's gone on the slicks, then he's bottled.
Talking about pitting. Yep, Dennis in, like you said, third position. That should keep him in third. He's got 2 minutes to the car behind. And this, of course, race is coming up on the jack. The tyres go on.
Tyres go on. I think that's just the rules in WAC. The fuel has to go in before the tyres.
That is correct. Fuels and then tyres. Fuel then tyres, should I say? Not the fuels.
Yeah. This will be interesting to see what Friday does as well, because obviously he's got the fuel for another 2 laps, maybe.
Yeah.
But if he can.
Well, the question is, though.
Well,
the question is,
does he in those 2 laps?
Is he going to dry quickly, though? Because of the sun. It's about 9-10 o'clock in game time, if I'm not mistaken. Now it's getting there in game time. So I mean, surely the track's going to dry a lot quicker. I mean, just look here.
No spray here.
No spray there. Now there's some spray, especially because it's going off the racing line. So
I think we're about to see him move for 4th.
There we go. Let's go to 4th. There's 2nd. Let's go to 4th.
There he
is. 4th position. And we've got Sivan.
There has been a change. There has been a change, yeah. Matthew's into 4th, I think.
Yeah, he's got past Sivan. And Sivan, same amount of fuel, so I imagine this battle might go on for a little while. Bit of a slide there for Sivan, who's sliding out of the little left-right chicane kind of thing. As Matthew will be lucky, he doesn't want to get a penalty there. We'll have to slow down. Expect Sivan to come back past here, as I imagine he'll have to lift off somewhat down this straight.
Yeah, it's completely dry around the first part of the track, and it's dry in places down the Mulsanne. This is where it gets tricky.
But down towards the Porsche curves, it's treacherous. There we go. So when you're running off the line, there we go. So down the back of the circuit, completely damp. At the beginning of the circuit, completely dry. So like Beacott said in the chat, half circuit is wet, half the circuit is dry. Now that's going to be difficult for the drivers in terms of strategy, but because do you risk burning out your tyres? The intermediate tyres. Talking about burning yourself out. It's a long race and nutrition. Yeah, he's definitely going to wet. But the thing is, though, do you risk burning the tyres out in the dry section and then having no tread in the wet, or do you risk outcompleting in the wet on the dry tyres but being grippy everywhere else?
I'd say it's still going to be. You just went through a puddle there. It's still going to be on wets, but I think the best call is the wet tyres at the minute.
Yeah, you got to be waiting for like early lap 30s before you want to go on the slicks.
You just lose too much time.
Yeah, too much time
Very
lost.
wide through the Porsche curves.
Yeah.
He'll be lucky if he doesn't get too much in the curve. And boy, we go then as they come onto the exit of the Porsche curves. And that barrier there doesn't exist anymore. Well, it does. It's a little bit further back, I suppose. Just look at how wet it is, though. Especially off the line, especially what he's doing here, going offline. And there is the puddles. You just hear the revs going up as well in the car. So
are we sure he's on wet tyres? He's understeering here.
Well, I can't see too much. I think he might be on the dry.
He could well be on dries here.
I think it could be on dries.
So unfortunately we can't see.
He's not spinning up on the. He's not spinning up on the curves.
4 minutes 46. That's not really a competitive lap time, so we'll have to keep an eye on this lap.
Well, that was on his. That was his pit stop lap.
This will be this lap. We'll see. It looks like it's on the dries.
Oh.
Fortunately, we can't see.
Well, he's got good traction out of the wet sections.
Oh, I think he's still going to be on wets.
Yeah, he's got far too much traction. Look at the puddles on the curves there.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. Really dangerous stuff.
Luckily, though, no such puddles down into TEC Rouge, and that is really lucky, I suppose, because you don't want to be aquaplaning into that corner, because there is a scene of many a shunt down into that if you aquaplane off there.
We're going to see Friday in this lap.
Yep.
He's got to come on this lap.
liters.
7 litres a lap like we saw earlier on. So he's going to have to come in.
It's going to be really tight, actually, then. About a litre of fuel left.
Still got a battle potentially though between Matt and Siobhan. That gap only 4 seconds. It's not really going up the most.
I think Matt's getting away now.
Yeah, Matt looks like he's starting to put the pressure on a little
That's
bit
only
now.
been 2 laps.
Well, oh dear.
Obviously in
well.
that lap.
Well, Friday was quick that lap. It's a 3:44, which is still quick compared to the rest.
Apart from Dennis, who's set a 4. That's a 4 minute. Don't worry, ignore me.
Yeah. Nearest to him is a 3:48 by Igor. Yeah, now this is the treacherous part. That's still wet on entry.
Yeah, it's so difficult there. This back of the circuit, of course, where it stopped raining a lot later on. In comes Igor, by the way. Or Igor, or however you want to pronounce him.
It's probably definitely going to be Igor.
Yeah, oh my god. Fuel levels a little bit lower again. Done this twice now,
He
hasn't
likes
he?
running it close, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's done that twice
Yeah.
now. He's running it very much. If he's going to another race, expect about 50 odd litres of fuel in the car. Blast it to the end.
And Marcos is in as well.
He's got damage.
Yeah.
He's been running that damage for ages, actually.
Needs to get that wheel around the back of the circuit or something then.
So this will be interesting to see if Friday pits and then puts on dry tyres as well. Because he'll fill up to go to the end.
Well, we're not going to quite be able to tell. We'll have to look at the tyres that are on the floor in the pit lane. That's how we're going to be able to tell. Oh,
Friday.
You have to avoid the puddle. You have to avoid the puddle.
You must be careful doing that because the grass is going to be a little more wet than the track it's occasionally. I mean, it will definitely have a lot more surface water on it because it won't suck it as much up as the circuit will, I suppose. It'll make it kind of a mess and you can aquaplane a little easier on the grass, especially as I found out on this game, is if you get on the grass a little bit, don't touch the brake pedal because you will not ever stop. You will skate forever.
Right, let's watch the pit entry.
Yep, in he comes. Is he going to get it clean? Yeah, that is a question. It looks like he's going to do it. On board we go for a puddle. Just be careful here as he just gets the car down. 37 miles an hour. Perfectly timed.
He's in with no penalties. Well, Kaiser's going to take the lead by a mile.
Yep, expect him to... we might even hit the lead just as he comes in.
Can we see what tyre... Those are slicks.
Slicks. But...
Those are slicks. I think that are going on.
Fortunately, I couldn't see the mechanic, so I didn't know what tyres he was putting on.
Well, they definitely look like slicks that are on the floor with the mechanics. Kaiser's back in the lead.
Indeed, well, coming to the end of this race, then I suppose he's still got another about half an hour, give or take, left. So, well, it's still a long way from home.
Yeah, let's just keep an eye. He's on his way out.
He's still on wets. He's still on wets.
Right, so
you can see the tread.
he didn't take. I don't even know if he took new tyres. Couldn't just fuel and go.
Yeah, splash and dash like some people said. And off he goes for another lap.
All the way.
Yep, so 50 litres like I said.
He could be planning himself for another dry tyre swap.
Maybe he might go to the race. 50 litres, 10 laps. Nah. About 5 or 6 laps maybe, I suppose, actually. So it's going to be close if he would do it. But 27 seconds
sort of
to the leader.
Slash and dash to be able to just get to the point where you're going to have to cross over.
Apart from that, not really much action going on down the field, by the way. Yeah, but the Hutt's still down in a position, still driving his socks off, I suppose, doing a beautiful, I'd say, credit where due.
Commitment.
Yeah, commitment at an all-time high.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to say, for the fact he's was 2-3 laps down, I suppose it's so difficult. The temptation just to retire is a lot higher. You're talking about people in the pit lane. Matt's in the pits. And that is...
Oh, he's missed his pit box.
Yeah, he did miss his pit box there. And that's some intermediate... that's wet tyres going back on,
He's
I
gone
think.
on to West, yeah.
Yeah.
Just couldn't quite see the tread. That's a better camera for us there. We can just see the tread.
Long old pit stop. Imagine he's taking about 70 odd litres of fuel potentially. Sivan in as well. Unfortunately, I can't see the mechanics coming out and doing work on his car.
Well, fuel going in. And done. 58, 70. Well, he's easily going to go to the end, Matthew.
Yeah, that'll be
4 litres.
Yeah.
11
He's
laps
on wet tyres
dead.
as well, so he'll just probably do a stop for dries.
Maybe a
Crossover
splat and dash as well. Get more fuel if he needs it.
What's happened to Sivan? Is he? Oh, he's probably a damaged stop.
Yeah, I mean, he's just filling up as well.
No, he's not. His fuel is done.
Nice.
Yeah, his fuel's just done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just done on my end. So,
That's damage.
average fuel burn is 6.7 litres a lap in a Nissan. However, don't know which one the Nissans are. Oh, hello.
Kaiser, yep.
Kaiser.
He's still doing what he needs to do.
28-second lead. He's flying
Mind the
around the
puddle.
circuit. Yep, mind the puddles. They are kind of starting to go away now a little bit. And remember, lap 33 is where the rain circuit should be completely dry. It's not dry for the
Shivan's still
Porsche
in the
curves.
pits, though. Oh, now he's out.
Oh, he's out.
Oh, now he's back
retired.
in.
Yeah, up to 7.
Why's he down there?
Yeah, yeah, that's
The boy
odd.
Yabba doing bits.
Yabba up to 7. He might get. Well, he's in 7. But can he get any higher? Are we going to see any more retirees? Don't think so.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Let's
Still a
compare
long
lap
race.
times now between Kaiser and Friday. Let's watch to the Corvette and Ford chicanes. They're going to be quicker as the track dries.
Yeah, of course,
So
that
let's
is,
see.
and especially as the sun and the temperature of the circuit goes up a little bit, you
Yep.
expect these lap times potentially get down into the 330s if they're not careful.
3:45 for Kaiser. Let's see what Friday does.
Kaiser ran a little bit wide into the first chicane as well, by the way. Just noticed that one locked up a little bit. I think got through cleanly though. Friday has got a Yabba ahead of him.
Yeah, that is Yabba, yeah.
That's a lie. Let's see
Even
what he can do.
even if Friday doesn't actually pass, let's say he catches, he doesn't actually need to pass. He just needs to stay within about 2 seconds because Kaiser has actually got a 2-second penalty.
4:32. So they're we'll find out this lap as well.
Now, why has that suddenly dropped 7 seconds?
And team made a mistake potentially
Yeah,
getting.
I think he got a
past.
penalty for running wide, probably.
Track might be too wet for slick. Should be sub 344 going on to slick. So we're about 5 seconds off slick times.
Yeah.
So give it another 3 or so laps, and I think we might have a change on the fuel.
It's the
And tyres?
it's the braking zones more than anything. 'Cause The Mulsanne is bone dry. It's just
Yeah.
the
You see the
well,
Mulsanne's
not this
bone
car.
dry. It's kind of the racing line's dry, but as soon as you go off that racing line, it's so slippery and just difficult, especially as you come down here. You might be able to see a bit of spray getting kicked up every now and then, especially down towards the braking
see
zone.
it down here.
Yep, down here. Expect
Yeah,
a bit
especially
of,
as it.
yeah, there
Yeah,
it is.
anytime now. There you go.
There.
To go over the puddles. Now the back of the circuit. Absolutely slippery and treacherous, especially when you get down towards the likes of the Porsche curbs, in which case you're very much a passenger if you have a mistake there. But of course, it's so difficult, especially, I mean, if you're aquaplaning, especially around this circuit, there isn't, I mean, the runoffs are quite large, especially around the first sector, but around the back of the circuit, especially here, if you're aquaplaning around here at a high speed, that you're going to that wall, and the gravel's not really going to do a lot, is it?
No, there he's avoiding the puddles there. Once again, it's thanks to the live track, you'll notice that the puddles form in dips in the road. They're at the bottom of hills, which is very accurate. So
Yes.
and on the curbs and stuff like that.
Not on the top of a hill.
Nope.
Here
Should be one
especially.
right here in Indianapolis. Yeah, right there.
And the inside, maybe
And
one
one here.
Not as marked. On the exit
Still
around
see a
about
very, very
here.
damp patch, but I think it was almost dried up there.
Yeah, it's starting to dry. And then down here, look how just slippery the back of the circuit is. Especially when you get to the Porsche curbs. I mean, just watch the car. They're going through almost bone-dry conditions here. But as soon as you turn in for the Porsche curbs, it just turns into just an absolute kind of just a giant lake, I suppose. Especially look here, it's going through it, and look at all the puddles here.
Yeah. There's no puddles on the. There's a little bit of one on the curb there, but they're starting to dry out.
Yeah, it's starting to dry, especially around here. Luckily, it's now almost dried out. There was a puddle just there. You can see the revs sticking up a little bit. But Kaiser, 11 laps to the end, and looking for a comfortable victory here in the championship as well.
Yep.
Still going to plan at the minute, really, isn't it?
Yeah, 20-second gap to the car behind, so we'll officially find out this lap what the gap's going to be. And I definitely think that Friday's going a lot quicker now. So I think this is going to be a 3:43 maybe. No.
49.
No, that was quite slow
49.
actually. Alright, let's see if Friday
however.
plays because but remember, Kaiser dropped 7 seconds in the first sector because I think he made a mistake somewhere. So this is definitely going to be a lot quicker from Friday. It will be about 6-7 seconds quicker. Let's see.
This might be a 3:43.
Cross the line.
Yeah,
There we are.
6 seconds.
3:43. Yep.
Right, we've got a question from B-Colt. On a scale of 1 to 10, how big was his bottom job?
I didn't see it, so I can't answer. Dennis is in, by the way. I think he's gone in for slicks.
That's a little bit early, I think.
Yeah, there's no damage. I think it's just tires. It's definitely going to be
It's a
slicks.
move
Let's
that will
keep
either
an
win
eye.
you the race or completely lose your podium.
Well, those are very
He's
clean
not going to
looking,
lose the podium at all, so I think they are slicks going on. There they are.
pair first, and then
Nope, no
there you
damage.
go.
No, there still works.
No. I don't know what that was for then.
Probably just
Flat
damage.
out
It's got
fuel.
the time to
Fuel.
not racing the car ahead and safing the car
fuel.
behind.
He's got
No,
70
he didn't get any
litres.
fuel.
He has, he's got 74 litres of fuel. So if you go
But he
to
put
him,
it like 2 laps ago.
if you go to Dennis, look, he's got 70 litres of fuel.
Yeah, but he pitted 2 laps ago.
He's gone and refueled though.
And he took fuel on that one as well.
So he's refueled again then, so that's surprising. Don't know why he had to pit
I
again.
didn't see the
He's-
fuel man out.
I saw the fuel man out on my end, so maybe he concerned down in the pit lane that he might run out of fuel. I don't think he will. Dennis still has a
He's not
shot
got-
in this race, apparently. He maybe. He's won at 10th leader, so it's not within the realms of possibility, is it?
He's got the fuel to go to the end now,
Yeah.
so
We can push it
whilst
as hard
the cars
as he
ahead of him
wants.
do not. Yeah,
Your
for him
boy
it's just a
Yava
straight
in the
push.
pit lane.
Yep, Yabba in.
Oh, he's been in the wall again.
Ah. Well, Yabba the
That's-
trooper, he's going to finish this race.
Yeah, he's made it to the end.
He's still got
Will he just, will,
13 laps
Was he
to
just-
him.
will he just bang on some slicks for some fun?
Maybe.
Got nothing to lose, really, ain't he? Why not?
Yeah, it's damage stop as well. No tyres
Don't
going
retire
on.
on us, Yella. Don't retire. Come on.
Let's see.
The tenseness
Wait.
here. It's so tense down here in the commentary box looking at Yabba. Is he going to come back out? Is he going to retire? I think we'll be very much disappointed if we see that car fling himself in the pit lane.
Yeah, he's a full 16 minutes off the lead.
We'll come back to
Still
him.
in. Yeah. Yeah.
Be a shame if he does call it a day. I think one of the biggest achievements in a 24 or 2.4 hour race is it's just getting to the end. It's an endurance race.
Yeah. Now, Friday has managed to dip that gap under 20 seconds.
Yep, 19 to be exact.
Yeah, it's kind of split in between, but he's catching.
Yeah, he's definitely
Six
catching. That
times.
time looks like it's going to be again a 42 potentially.
45. It's quite slow. Let's see what Friday can do.
Yeah, and potentially he'll go around about, it's evening out, so it might be about a 44 as well, a 43 again, I think. I got in the pit lane, by the way, and I believe Yabba might have just left the pit lane. Yeah, he is.
Hey.
Yeah, I
Just
think
be
he had an
careful.
invalidated lap.
And there is
So
Igor.
is this going to be first man on drive? Yes.
Attention.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Tires. So,
Right,
that's
let's
ballsy.
watch his times.
Now, yeah, then let's look at the sector times. I suppose we can't really look at it, so we'll have to just look how quick he goes and what's that down towards the back of the track.
I think Kaiser might be burning out the wet tires because he's just dropping time constantly as he pulls down the Mulsanne, of course. But I think Friday might have had a mistake because he's dropping
Yeah, he's
like
just
a
dropped
stone
2 seconds.
and pulling it back. So it's flitting between. Let's just see. Ah, yeah, he's brought it back. So it's
Yeah, he's brought that back 2 seconds down the straight. He's got a superior straight line speed.
yeah, he's flying down the Mulsanne.
Now, all eyes will be kept on Igor, by the way, especially if because we know he's now on the slick tyres. Now, the question is,
Oh,
does he
Oh,
want
he
to
had to
he
get
lifted
out
off the
there.
throttle. He lifted off the throttle down the through the puddles.
Yeah, the question is, look, is it too early? Still,
Oh.
Oh.
look at him through the puddles.
He's being
sideways
careful.
a little
this
bit.
is going to
there.
be tricky. We're still wet here.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
going
that-
straight on. Nearly.
No, he's made it.
Challenge. That is a challenge to stop.
But he took it quite quickly, actually. So, oh, the refs. Oh, this is so difficult to watch.
I've got a feeling if it's going to go down towards the Porsche curbs. If there's going to be an issue, because that part of the circuit, remember this area of the track almost bone dry, apart from that, and then down, especially out of this
This
chicane,
braking
it's
zone.
just going to be horrible. Oh, he's getting on. He almost can't stop there. Gap up front, 19 seconds. So we come now down towards 8 and a bit laps to go. Oof.
Yeah, this is going to be the trickiest braking zone down here.
Yeah, this is it.
Rise up, then the puddles will just hit you all of a sudden like a brick wall. Especially as soon as you come down here, as soon as you turn in, puddles should be just there. There they are,
Oh,
and you
there's
can see
car
them
off.
look.
Got someone off. Is that Yabba?
Oh no, it's Yabba.
Oh
Hold
no!
it.
Oh no!
No,
Yeah, it's
no.
still too
Yes,
wet. It's still
yes,
too wet.
no,
Oh, he's
no.
in the wall. Yeah.
I think
Aquaplane.
Yabba also
Yeah.
potentially. Yeah, I think Yabba might also be in the
Be
same
on slicks.
strategy.
Yeah, I think he's on slicks as well. Right, so it's still far too
Yeah, you
wet.
can't, look, you
for,
can't get the throttle on. Has he got a bigger issue there? Or is he just trying to get out the
I
puddles?
think he's
Now
stuck
he's
on the
the
pit
throttle.
limiter. No, now he's got it.
Now,
Right.
oh.
Right, so he's got damage now.
Yeah, now how much damage is that going to be? Top 2, 17 seconds. Now as we're looking at Igor, surely a little bit... too much missing. 33 they said come in. He's coming 3 laps early and he's paying the price, isn't he?
But he's good through
Yeah,
that section.
definitely. He'll
looked
make
very
up time
quick
in
through
this
Indianapolis.
section, but he'll lose too much in the others.
Yeah. Right, lap times up front. 3:44.5.
But it's going to be
Let's
a
watch Fridays.
3:42.
Yeah, it's going to be closer. We're getting towards slick territories now.
Yeah, that 33 they said, so this is going to be about a 3:32, 3:30.
Yeah. Not 3:42,
yeah,
something like
3:42
that. Let's
sort of
watch.
say.
43.0.
Yeah, it's
Right.
Still quicker.
almost.
Still quicker.
He's still a second and a half quicker.
Now,
He's not-
let's
he's
have a
not
little
enough.
look at Igor. Is he how's he coping? Surprisingly well.
Yeah, good through the Porsche curves, but watch the exit. It's very wet here.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, into the wall.
And
There you go.
lots of cars. There we go. There's the puddles. Now look at Yabba. If we go to Yabba, he might have the same issues. I think he's going to be on site here. Expect Yabba to might act complaining off as well if he suddenly hits these puddles.
This is gonna hurt.
There, look, he just
he was
no
smart. He
throttle.
backed off.
Oh, He knew that there. He knew what to do.
That's the most treacherous part right there on the exit of the Porsche curves, as Igor just demonstrated. He's going to be into the pits for damage
He's
now.
in the pits, yeah. And that's his race for 5th place and anything done.
Yeah.
He just get to the end. That's decent amount of points for 6th.
Yabba pulls out the way for Dennis, meanwhile. Great stuff as the top two continue their onslaught for the lap times. They are the quickest guys on the circuit by far. When I say by far though, Dennis is not too far off as share place stops.
There you go. It's just going to stop itself in a minute, so I restarted it.
There we go. So we'll get Sue back in a few moments' time.
Yeah. I think I'd agree with what Beacott said in the chat here. Just take the wets to the end.
With some options.
You're not. That's what I do. You're still running 344s really, and you're safe. Unless it really does dry out towards the end, like, you're still going to be safe, and you're not going to be doing what Igor's just done and spinning every single time you hit a puddle. But then, do they have the fuel?
Yeah, the thing is, do they have the fuel? That's the question. I don't. It's going to be. It's going to be awfully close for the leader.
No, neither of them do. Dennis does.
Dennis does. Friday definitely doesn't. Let's just go back to him for a second.
Yeah, he'll be coming
17
in.
litres. He's coming in for dries.
Lap 34.
He'll take a gamble and go to dries.
Lap 34 expected to come in there next 2 laps because it's about 70 a lap. So.
Right. So Dennis might take P2.
That's going to be. It's going to be a surprise. Here he should do. I mean, about a minute pit stop. Now, has Igor gone back on the slicks or has he gone back on the wet tyres? That's the question.
We'll find out in the braking zone again.
Yeah, those look like slicks to me.
We'll visit him down as he gets to. Actually, yeah, letting him through there. That's a little bit interesting.
All in favour of riding on board? Say aye. Good.
He's still on slicks.
He's still on slicks, definitely.
Yeah, 100% he's on slicks.
Learning from your mistakes and all of that.
And the worst part is he's actually running track control as well. Oh, he's gone straight on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised as in it, by the way, comes Marco.
It's Marcos.
Now,
so is he going to go onto the dries?
Yeah, these drivers surely they should be maybe.
Got 40 metres.
They look like slick tyres to me.
Let's wait for the tyre crew.
I think this looks like slicks on the left. I can see them holding. The Igor though, he's got no grip.
The braking zone.
He's now terrified of that exit on the Porsche curves.
Expect him to just have 0 throttle here. Let's go on board with him and just watch him hit. Okay, the puddle start coming down here. We'll keep on board as he comes through the corner. Top 2, 16 seconds, by the way.
This one's gonna hurt.
Alright, comes down here.
It does again.
Oh, look how much he's just coasting in first gear through this section.
Oh,
he's lost it. And even there, he loses it.
Wow.
And nice to take it. Keep the throttle going. There you go.
Careful. Hold it.
Oh, behind the wall.
That's all. That on foul there a little bit.
Contact.
Just about gets on the throttle. Now, where's Yabba? Now, he wants to be careful here. Now, I think he's very smart and be careful through the Porsche curbs.
Yeah.
Very careful through the Porsche curbs is the word for that then.
He's on lap 28.
Yabba's crashed again, by the way. People are saying. Yeah. But he's okay. So he has it. Well, now we're going to see him slide through here. Well, we'll never see because we've gone to Friday. I think he did.
No,
he made it. He made
He's
that
made
bit.
it out the other side.
Now it's wait for Igor. Yeah, Friday I think spun slightly.
Drop 2 seconds.
Let's get back to Igor, who was almost in the wall there. He wants to be careful. I mean, he's got 10 minutes of pit time, I suppose. So, so if he does have an accident, it's not going to be the end of the world. Unless he loses a tyre accident, because it might be the end of the world. Only driver to lose a tyre, by the way, was Yabba on that one. We haven't really seen
that one.
anyone else until there. And I
Yep.
think he's
Ouch.
still got all tyres, luckily. Almost cursed that one.
Slicks are still not good.
Yeah,
They're not the tyres to be on.
not till late into the race. Maybe never at
Yeah.
all. Careful there as well.
I just,
Into the wall.
Luckily, that tyre somehow is made of some magic stuff, because luckily it hasn't come off that, so he's very lucky. He's going to have a lot more damage though, so that's going to be a long stop.
If you got any common sense, you'd put wet tyres on now and just take him to the end.
Yeah,
That's two laps he's done on the dry tyres, and he's had to pit at the end of both of them.
With the amount of pit stops he's had, can Yaba pass him?
No.
I doubt it. I doubt it very much.
10 minutes. 10 minutes. That's
9
possible.
minutes. A 9-minute pit stop.
Kaiser's going to be tight on fuel.
70 is a lap.
He's only got 2 laps left in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll come in a
Alright, so
lap
top 2 are going to
35.
pit. Dennis doesn't.
Yeah, Dennis might lead this race.
Just look how much more confidence they've got going over
in the
that.
chat,
You just take
yeah.
for 6 laps. You take the
People
wets to the
saying,
end.
a few people saying just put the damn wets on. But we'll find out if he puts the wets on when he comes back out the pit lane, when he comes down to the hairpin again. So we'll just keep a close eye on that when he does do it, and we'll see what happens. Lap 34, by the way, lap 30, yeah, lap 34. There we go then for your lead up. Not too long to the end of this
And
race.
he's still 3 seconds off a crossover point.
Yeah. Right, so...
So Friday will be in next lap.
yeah, he's
has
got
to
one more
be.
lap of fuel. Kaiser's got 2 more laps of fuel.
Has to come in this end of this lap of rise. He is in, well, I would say very much trouble. 6 laps to go. Igor's in the pit lane.
No,
Has he been
truth.
smarted?
Let's check
He's still got the slicks on.
Yeah,
He's still got the slicks on.
No dear.
Right.
Oh, come
so,
on, boy.
Yaba, 5 minutes behind.
Come on, Yabba.
Come on, Yaba.
Hashtag cheer for lap Yabba.
If he makes an on-track position, the chat's going to go wild.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Hashtag pray for Yabba
The whole
in the
race.
chat.
The whole race in last.
Can he do
This could
the
be a bigger bottle
unthinkable?
than Beacolt. And Beacolt's had a pretty big bottle.
Are we going to see history made here as Yabba comes and makes an overtake from 15 minutes back?
Alright, well the gap's just gone up by about 2 minutes. He's now 7-ish minutes behind.
8
Let's
minutes,
see.
12 seconds to be precise.
It's
Yeah.
1 or 2 races and then he's going to be in the pit lane for a long, long time.
I mean, Yaba's surviving on the slicks.
Yes, but Yabba is driving at a snail's pace.
Yeah, you're driving 4-minute 18 laps.
Yeah, compared to a 3:43s.
However, Igor's setting a 5-minute 33 lap time. A lap, pretty much, when he,
And having to pit at the end of every
Yes.
single one.
which is not ideal.
Someone's commented, not PS4, Xbox the best.
See you later, bye. Don't have to watch.
Great time.
Well,
Bye, have a great time.
Here we
right. The
Right, into
moment
the
of
braking
truth.
zone. The meme.
Oh,
Will he make it? No.
oh, no.
Oh, he did make it
Oh.
somehow. Fishtailed.
Put your predictions. Will he make it? Will he not? Let's find out after this hill.
go. 5
What's
rewind.
that? Coming over the kink.
Is it Igor? It is Igor.
Oh, God.
Let's
And the
see.
VGA lights ablaze. I had to say it.
And the VGA lights ablaze, brakes ablaze.
Will he make it?
Nope.
No.
Oh, yeah, no, there he
Keep
goes.
my
Round he
nice
goes.
crisp £5 note.
Into the gravel.
Beautiful ice skating here.
It's not gone well. Luckily, he hasn't hit the wall.
This time.
Yes.
He still has to get on the power.
Yeah, he starts to get the power, and just not too far behind him will be Yabba, the lad Hut. Dennis needs to pick up the pace if he wants to win, by the way. I've just noticed in the chat. He's
Yeah, he's 2 seconds slower.
He really needs to put the pressure on now, because I think Kaiser's going to win here. However, if he goes on the
He's
slicks,
going to come in this lap.
yeah, he has to come. He just go on the wrong tyres. And then we could have a different story.
Well, if Friday's got any sense, he's going to go on the wets.
Well, Dennis will carry on to the end now, so if Friday hits and put on the dries, he'll be very, very vulnerable.
Oh, Friday
Wide there.
struggling.
Tyres are burnt out.
Yeah, let's see. We'll come in this lap now. For God's
Dennis is
sake,
not on the
don't
roof
go
yet.
on the dries. Here he comes.
It's an audacious gamble.
Very.
We're going to get an answer, by the way, for Igor. Is he going to survive the corner? He's just coming through for the Porsche curbs. So we'll.
It's not this part. It's the exit.
Yeah,
The exit.
it's this bit where he had the issue.
Watch
Now-
it. This part. Careful,
Careful,
careful. Death.
Hey!
Oh dear.
Now, let's see. Is Friday gonna go on the slicks? It's a long stop. Now he goes
think
out.
that
Where's
now-
Dennis? Miles
Right,
back.
let's check the tread.
Slicks.
Yeah, it's still wet.
Looks like slicks to me, but maybe B.
No, they're wet.
Yep, right, Slam. There we go. Then.
Definitely still wet.
You get a better view than I do, for some reason. Dennis, Miles back.
Yeah. So.
However, the
yeah,
only issue now,
55.
Friday has got Igor ahead of him, who is really struggling. So, let's hope that he just manages to go and continue and just be gentle. Just don't want to catch him too much, because Igor, yeah, he's getting drier, so he is going to be spinning less often, I suppose.
I mean, he's doing 5 minute 15 laps.
Yeah, he is exactly a minute a lap slower than Yabba.
Your boy Yabba, a minute faster.
He hasn't. Yeah, but he hasn't closed the gap though. If anything, it's
No.
got bigger.
No,
He has
somehow
got
it's
bigger. Yeah. Don't know exactly how that's happened. Well, I suppose it's got bigger to the leader, but the gap is closing a little bit. It's now 8 minutes and a bit.
Yeah. You see the difference in speed you can carry through there.
Flies
Right,
through
well,
it.
Kaiser's going to be in this lap. He's not got enough fuel for another lap.
Nah.
I hope he notices this.
Yep, this is
You would
how we
like to
do
think
It's
it.
so.
happened
wouldn't you?
before.
Yeah, let's hope he pit. That is the question. He has to pit, because if he doesn't, well, he is very much doomed. And that will be in no way to exit a championship victory, because he will be champion either way, if I'm not mistaken. Even if he just...
I think it's just he finished the race.
as long as he
Right.
finishes the race, then he'll be champion
Right,
here
B
today.
Code is saying that if Kaiser takes tyres, then Friday and himself are going to be side by side on exit.
Yes, it's going to be close.
Yeah.
Now, the question
That's if
is,
he
where
takes tyres.
is Igor on the circuit, by the way? Is he surviving? I think he has.
Still got damage.
He's been in the wall again.
Yeah, he's been in the wall again.
I think he's gone off down at the bottom of the Mulsanne corner.
Somehow Yabba still hasn't closed the gap. It's still exactly the same.
Now, in he comes. Yeah,
In.
there we go. I was worried he was not going to for a second then, but now he decides to.
It's going to be tight. If he takes new tyres, it's going to be tight on exit.
We lost someone there. Was that just a little tiny bit of lag on my end then?
Lag.
Bit laggy.
Alright, here we go.
Now,
He's getting some new tyres, I think. It's still going to be wet.
hopefully. 3 lap sprint to the end. That's Friday,
He's just
coming
in
for
the
the
Porsche
course curbs, and
Just in
he
the
is
Porsche
behind.
curbs.
I believe crucially he's
Igor.
behind Igor, so that's
Got
not
a bit of a gap to Igor.
not really. Now, are we going to see Igor coming out of this corner, pointing the right way or the back way? I think the right way.
I think
he is.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's on his
gonna
way
come
out.
way ahead. Now, what tyres is he on?
It's got to be wet, surely.
I think the slicks, might come into handy here. He's floating a little bit.
He's definitely floating right now.
Ah,
Right, he's gone into the new compound.
Yes. Yes. Now he can't aquaplane.
Yeah, he cannot slide at all right now. He's on the new super soft tires that they don't exist.
They're so soft that they're in fact
phase out of existence.
Yes, they phase out of existence. So he is floating above the rest.
It's like he's floating on a bed of electrons. That's just what he's doing.
This is sneaky tactics here for the lead up.
However, in total, Kaiser actually lost about 4 seconds in the stop.
Yeah, he has lost a little bit, but
They're floating.
it's gonna be interesting.
Is he back on the ground? No.
Neither driver took tyres, so they both didn't take tyres. So gap and the gap stayed the same.
Right, so he just took fuel and go. Right.
Splashing that with his he's floating, so
Well, he's on course to become champion.
first champion by floating.
Yep.
The hover champion.
I think this might go to the stewards.
Yep, stewards are going to have to investigate this for illegal infringement. I'm pretty certain you cannot float the car to win.
I mean, of course there was the fan car, but I think this is just taken to a new extreme. Hovercraft.
Yep. Yeah, hovercraft confirmed. Ah. Now that's for damage.
Yeah.
Because there's no other reason to come in. Now, where's nearest rival to him? That's AOR, about 2.5 minutes back. So, unless he has a serious boo-boo, I think he's going to get out ahead.
He's all wet at the minute. This is going to put on dries.
If he puts on dries, I think we know what's going to happen.
Meme number 2. Speaking of the meme, where is he?
There he is. He's coming down
here we go.
towards.
This should be fun.
Now, look, he'll be able to do this corner now because he has no throttle.
No, there we go.
What did you just say?
Yeah, no, he still made the corner.
To do this corner.
No, he still
No,
made
he
it.
didn't.
Yeah, okay, maybe he's now.
What way did he make that corner?
Yeah.
Oh, deep.
Oh dear. What have I done?
I mean,
come on. There we go.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Come on, get on the power.
That's not gone well.
There you go. Has he taken a pit stop every lap now?
Yeah, well, he's going to have to make another one.
Has still not closed the
No,
gap.
the gap has closed. Oh no. Oh dear.
Oh dear. Right, that's not going well.
That's very much not gone well. Coming to this race, by the way, just 3 and a bit laps to go.
Gap's coming down up front.
Yep, 14 seconds.
It's too little too late though, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, unless something tragic happens in the next 2 and a bit laps.
Yeah. I mean, Friday's absolutely flying.
He might catch him. He's taken about.
It's come down to 12.
He's
actually.
taken
2 seconds out of him.
Yeah, in that sector alone.
Let's check the lap time. It's flitting in between, but he's definitely taken at least a second out of them, right there.
Remember, Kaiser has 2 seconds of penalties as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So he's technically about 10 seconds behind.
We'll keep an eye out on the lap time when he crosses the line.
Well, they both took stops on the same lap, so it's a 4:27 versus a 3:44, right?
No, they didn't. They took stops on different laps.
Right, so
we'll
the
find
other
out
one
this
was probably an invalidated lap.
I'll find out this lap then with the gap. It's going down to 11 seconds.
It's coming down very rapidly. I don't think the aerodynamics are working.
Yeah.
Get the car back on the ground. Get it back on the ground. Too much drag. 11.2.
You say that, though, but we're going to be going faster technically. Because it's got not any friction on the ground, so technically it would go.
Well, I mean,
faster
come on,
than
this isn't really that possible. If he was doing this in real life, he'd just be taking off.
Yeah, I mean, he would be upside down in the forest. Peter Dunbrake style.
Yes.
Yeah, the fusing wouldn't work.
Yeah.
At all.
No.
Now you can dream. Friday. The gap's done. There we go. Now it's opening up a little bit, slightly.
Well, it's only opening up because he's down the Mulsanne.
And now suddenly it closes back up again, quite dramatically.
So the Mulsanne kind of elongates the gaps and brings it back down. The true gap is through the twisty sections.
Meanwhile, down the field, by the way, Yabba, unfortunately, doesn't look like he's going to get the most brilliant overtake on Igor. Where is Igor, by the way? He's just coming down towards the chicane, and let's keep our eyes on the man of the hour, the man, the myth, the legend. Will he do a corner? I think he might this time. I'm going to put my money on it. He's going to do the corner.
Will he do the Mulsanne corner?
Yeah, the Mulsanne corner. Will he do the Mulsanne? I'm going to put my money on it and say he will.
I'm going to say no, considering he hasn't done it at any point so far.
At no
Matt
point
in.
has he ever done it.
Matthew's in. He needs fuel, I think.
Right, let's keep an eye on Igor, our man. He's coming down to the chicane. As we look at Matthew in. Right. The moment of truth. I think he's going to do it this time. Surely he's learned his lesson.
I'm going to say no.
I'm still adamant he's not going to do it.
He's cutting the corner.
He's cutting the corner to do it.
No, that doesn't count. I told you.
Nah, he made it. Nah, he didn't hit the wall. He made it. Counting it.
Absolutely not.
Ah.
He cut the corner beforehand and then just lost it and went through.
I mean, you almost did it. There's Friday.
There's a difference between almost and actually.
Yeah.
Wise words.
He'll make it next lap, though.
He avoided the wall somehow.
Yeah, he'll make it next lap. Trust me, he'll make it next lap. Next time we see that car going through the corner, he will not be in the wall.
Yeah. This is where Friday gains all the time.
Yep. Talking about people in the pit lane. Marco's in. Now, you know...
Again.
Igor's not too far back.
About a minute.
2 minutes, and he keeps crashing. That's not happening. Rate's that optimistic.
10.5 seconds the gap.
However, penultimate lap.
Too late. He's not going to do it. He needs 5 seconds per lap here.
I don't see
He's not
5 seconds.
It's about 2 seconds.
Difficult to say. 9 seconds now. It's coming down, but I fear it's not going to be enough.
No, it's not going to be quite enough. He's going to bring the gap down to about 4 seconds in total.
You know what? I think I got. Yeah, nah. You see,
down to a lap.
There we go. Oh, this is gonna be close. He's got it. There we go. See, masterclass.
A man has made an on-track overtake on the slicks.
It wasn't on track, though. It was in the pit.
It technically was. He was still on the track. He wasn't like in the gravel. So.
Right now, the question is.
Hold on to it, though.
Yeah.
Let's just wait and see him close it straight back up.
This isn't for position, by the way.
Is that Yabba?
Yabba's 10 minutes behind this guy.
That is Yabba, isn't it? Behind.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Yabba. Yabba. Nice one.
Right, that gap's opening. It's opening. Hello, what's going on here? I think Igor might actually. I think he's taken words of wisdom. He's going to make the corner this time.
But he's not going to make the Mulsanne corner. And look at Marcos. He went like right over the edge of the track to avoid the puddle there.
He must be on slicks as well then.
No, we'll find out when they come through the corner. Are we going to see a car?
He can make this one.
He can make the next one, but can he make the Mulsanne?
It's get. Oh dear. He almost binned it on the exit of that one.
Hashtag pray for Igor.
Even though his name is Igor.
Yeah, Igor.
Tomato.
Can he make this corner? Yes. A little bit better, actually.
Apparently the entire track is dry but the Mulsanne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's all it is now, I think.
Right. Now, you see,
just
what's
this
less?
corner.
He'll do it cleanly. There'll be no mistake. He won't slide into the wall. He won't hit the wall at all. No, he won't hit the wall this time. He might slide, but he won't hit the wall.
I mean, he's cutting the corner.
Didn't cut it that time.
Oh, will he do it this time? No.
No.
Definitely not. No.
No, definitely not.
What about
It's that last part of
Marco
the
though?
corner.
What about Marco? Is he going to do the thing? Is he about to witness?
He's going to aquaplane. He's aquaplaning. He's being a bit smarter. He's actually made the corner.
So he's yab up. So everyone's just witnessed like
It's off the
Bernie's
track.
sprinklers.
But I mean, yeah.
Bernie's sprinklers have worked well there at least. Igor.
Right. So
That's Friday. Flying through the puddles still, down towards the Porsche curbs.
only 8 seconds behind. It's not enough.
Last lap, nearly. Unless something bad happens to the leader, like we said. Let's hope no Toyota incident happens.
It's got enough fuel.
At this point,
Nice and easy now.
at this point, the Cosworth engine gave up the ghost.
I don't even know. The scene, he just almost spun there.
Final lap, and he'll become champion at the end of it.
Indeed, one more lap of defiant, one more lap of glory for our leader. Until we have a new champion. Series 2 champion, by the way, as well.
Friday's quick. 3:41.7.
Flying, but this race has another 2-3 laps to it, maybe.
Yeah,
Haven't
it's
we got
almost
that
within
one?
slick territory. If that was a little bit more, then the track would be fully dry. So, he's just got to keep together for one more lap till he's champion.
Team's championship, not the driver's championship.
Ah.
Yeah.
Correction.
Well,
So there's still a couple races to go, and I think H Racing Green is still within a shot.
oh, there we go. Well, still a champion nonetheless. Gaps open up a little bit again then, so down the brakes they come for the last time into Mulsanne chicane, the first of two. Does that one okay, but he doesn't. He clamps the curve. Doesn't really clamp the curves because he's floating above them. What a brilliant drive for him here. For 2.4 hours, he's run the race close. He came through the field. He started down the back. He now leads at the end of it. Not by much, slow, only 10 seconds. The top two, though, over a minute ahead of the rest of the field. So here they come then, down towards the Mulsanne King. This is where the race started. When we saw those drivers all have issues earlier on, where we saw Yabba and also the huge contact as well with Fogarty on that number one. We saw B Colt and Friday crash down here as well. However, Kaiser all on his way down into the puddles that have caused so many incidents. Does it absolutely clean, does not even have to worry about the puddles there. The Cloud Sonic come back over as well.
Yeah, this is for the Constructors' Championship.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
First and third
Dennis
they
is the other team. Dennis is his teammate, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh well, either way.
Whilst fourth place is Harry's teammate.
Alright.
Here he comes then, into Indianapolis. We'll keep an eye, by the way, on the battle potentially for Igor if he managed to do the corner again. I think this is coming to it in a minute, so we'll keep an eye on that. Ooh, we'll have a look at this first, actually. It's the more important. Is Igor going to do the corner? I think he is this time, surely. Surely this time.
Last time. Surely he's got to do it the last time. Come on, mate. Yeah, no, it doesn't count. No,
that's give it. Come on. I mean, everyone else went wide. No, he's hit the wall.
He's hit the wall as well. No, it doesn't count.
Doesn't
Right,
count.
back to the front.
Well, through the Porsche curbs for the last time then. Doesn't have to too bother about hitting the curls on that one because he's hovering. What a brilliant drive. 7 seconds to gap in the end, so we did come down a little bit. Maybe 2 or 3 more laps and we would have had a different story for the lead. Through he comes there, one's wide. Doesn't need to bother about it too much. Remember, that gap's only been 4-3 seconds here.
It's going to be about 3 seconds.
Through the last chicane he comes, through the Corvette chicane, and then into the Ford chicane. Kaiser wins in the 2.4 hours of Le Mans, and he is a very, very happy puppy there. Friday's going to finish second. It was so close in the end, 6 seconds. Comes across the line.
4 seconds of the line.
Yeah,
4 seconds of the line.
fantastic.
Yeah, right. Now we just wait for Dennis to confirm them as the constructors' champions.
Indeed, he's only got to wait another minute and a bit. It's a long old drive down to the back of the circuit. To that pit lane.
Yeah. So. Getting through course curves for the last time. As long as he keeps it clean. Drivers' Championship is still very much on. Just H Racing Green and 2 F4H drivers weren't here. So still a little bit more to go in that.
Through he comes then.
Oh, careful.
Just about through he
Yep.
comes. Dennis will finish on the podium and confirm that they will get the Constructors' Championship. Here he comes, down on the brakes, into the fourth chicane, and out he comes, and it is first and third then for those two. Congratulations as well for the Constructors' Championship. Now we wait for Matt, Igor, Marco, and Yabba.
Last night's across the line, I think.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
Willie crossed the lane. Still got another minute and a bit to get there. Did we close?
Yeah, it should be fun.
Race to the line.
Yeah, he should do, unless he spins or something.
No, he almost hits the wall there. Right. So, back to normal schedule next week.
Indeed, well,
F1 is back next week.
potentially normal schedule for some of us. Here goes Matthew then. He should just finish. Through the last few corners
might
he
not.
comes. He might not.
I don't think he
Oh,
will.
this could be close. But is he going to cut the corner?
No, he's not.
Oh,
No, he's not going
he's
to make
not.
it.
oh, is he going to cut the corner to finish? He's not going to even get to the
Not,
chicane.
not a way in hell is he going to make it. He's going to straight line the chicane.
Nah.
He thought about it. He definitely thought about straight lining there.
Yeah.
He carried a lot of speed through there.
And that is that then. Well done to Kaiser, Friday, Dennis for the top three, Matthew in fourth, Igor in fifth, Marcus Yabba finished the race. Quite a long way down.
Oh, we did lose someone. Siobhan was disqualified.
Ah,
Didn't even see that.
well, there we go. I wondered who we lost, and that is the answer to that. Well, what a crazy race.
I think I'm ready for bed now.
Indeed. Well, I suppose that is a wrap. From me, Soup, and Matt, what a crazy afternoon of racing. What a crazy evening, I suppose, of racing. 2.4 hours of it. I've enjoyed it. Matt, I hope you've enjoyed it. Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's been
That is the
alright.
question. Soup, have
Yeah,
you
it's been
enjoyed
good.
it for the 1.5 hours you've been here? Have you enjoyed it?
Sorry, I'm busy. Hold on. Yes.
Texting Bay.
And on that bombshell, it's time for us to end. Thank you very much for joining us. Goodbye.